Yep. What is up, everybody? It's
Um,
been a hot minute.
yeah, it's been a minute since we did a real talk episode. So let's recap what we talked about. We talked about our life in the South, the food in the South, um,
Yeah,
high school, um, like how we met.
yeah,
Which,
that's
which, if you didn't know how we met, um, so let's let's do a little storytelling here.
show.
How we met. I I had just moved from South Carolina to New Jersey in the town we lived in. Um or that I lived in, he still lives in. So I get there and for most of the day I'm just like I'm like that hermit. I'm like I don't know anybody. I haven't befriended anybody. No one knows me. I am the new guy. I'm new. All right.
Very, in other words, he was fresh meat, is
I
how
was
I
fresh.
look.
In a way, I was joking around like, "Oh, I'm fresh meat," you know.
But
But
yeah,
but I go there, and then fast forward to lunch, and this was like seventh. Damn my nose. This is like seventh grade, right?
yeah.
This is like so we had lunch around like 10 in the morning. I don't know why they decided on 10 in the morning, but whatever. You know, Rob had no problems because he can eat every hour on the damn hour. Like
Yeah.
every stream,
Not
he's
like
like,
a
I got this snack, I got
nowadays.
this
That's a
snack.
bit. I was
If you
thinking like
see
now.
Rob, it's no fail. Every stream that we do, Rob's like, "Oh, I got this snack tonight." I'm like, "Jesus!"
Well, no.
Every stream. But
Well, you just got to think of this too. Though every time we stream, you got to have snacks ready.
yeah, true. But I don't because I'm not like you. I don't eat like heavily like that. But this man can put away fucking food, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even care that it was 10 in the morning and shit like that. But so I just got my lunch. I don't remember if I had a teacher's aide with me, if I remember correctly, or not at that time. Because at that no at that point I didn't. At that point, because it was the first day of school, I was getting acclimated like a fucking fish. Okay, to this new environment. So so I'm willing past everybody because I don't know anybody. For some reason, this motherfucker felt bad that I couldn't find anybody to sit with. Which it wasn't because I had no friends and I'm a loner and shit like that. It was because I legit didn't know anybody. But he
Well,
still
true.
he goes, he weighs me down, and I know is weighing me down because he's looking straight in my eyes,
Right.
face hole, all right. And I'm like, he's like, hey man, come over here, sit with me. I'm like, all right. And then the rest is history. After that,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So we've been friends since middle school, which
Well, technically junior high, if you really think about it.
but not everybody has a junior high. Everybody has most people
Yeah,
have middle
that's
school.
true.
But what junior high is, guys, it's a middle school, but it's like situated in a high school in a sense.
Which was really weird at the time.
It's weird. It's a weird concept because like with me saying it, it made no sense.
It really did.
But it's what it is. Like it was a junior high is basically like an upper middle school, but it's situated in a high school, which was like strange, but it's a strange concept. But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, that's what a junior high is. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we met in junior high / middle school. If you don't have a junior high in your state or area, what have you. But we met there, and then we saw our fair share of moments, you know,
Yeah.
throughout that time. We covered it already, like the school fights, that we saw, which was crazy. We saw one directly next to us, which was nuts.
Yeah. Come to find out, credit to my brother, actually, we found out that was over one of the fights started over fucking spaghetti. I kid you not.
But that was after the fact, Rob. That was after the fact. After I moved. Which but the fight that your brother saw was like the pettiest of petty.
Yeah.
Spaghetti? over spaghetti.
I yeah,
Oh
it's
my god!
crazy enough as it sounds, but
It's like
what's going
no, I
on?
like penne. No, I like angel hair. The fuck kind of fight's that?
Yeah,
Oh, I like
nah.
chicken parm. No, I like regular bro.
You know, I
What
could
the
go for
hell?
some chicken parm right about now, but that's a whole another time.
I think yeah, I had chicken parm fresh in my mind because I had it, I think yesterday. I had the
But
chicken
other
parm.
than that, though, I mean, it's been a lot the last it's gonna be 14. God, what's it? 14 years come
September,
July,
September,
September.
September, because
Jesus
we met in
Christ,
September. Like literally the first day of school, we met. That was in September. So it'll be 14 years in September, man. That we've been best friends, man. Crazy.
they had to
And
put up with your. Then again, we both put up. We
we
had to
have
put
to
up with.
put up with each other's shit for that long.
Oh yeah,
At this point, it's just normal that we have to put up with each other's shit. So it's
and
whatever.
that's the thing too, because a lot of times too, like people understand, like you don't like friends can come and go as they please, but when you really do have the kind of guy, and how you mean let's bro, sometimes I do I kind of roast him like a steamed vegetable on a Monday afternoon, but that's
See,
besides
that
that's
shit's funny to me though. I have but here's the thing. I don't get easily offended with that joke because it's hilarious to me.
yeah,
Hell,
yeah.
I call myself Jose Jalapeno on a stick half the time.
What's kind of funny this weekend roasted vegetables. I mean, then my we had some leftovers for brunch at my uncle's place because he had a pride party. um,
Of course, it's
which
gonna dive into food
but besides
automatically.
that, you know, we always I've always shared this from a lot of other people, even family included, that friends can come and go, but you always got that one person that will be stuck around
You got that
for as
one.
long as you live.
Yeah,
Like my
you have, and that's like that type of like if it's a sisterhood, then great. If it's a brotherhood, then great. It's that type of like brotherhood or that sisterhood that really like that hits you to your core, man. Like
oh
it
yeah,
hits. It's like
and take
yeah,
it from my
yeah.
grandfather too. In the span of the last 4 to 5 years, lost two friends that he's known for his most of his life.
Now,
So
now with me with losing friends, it was more so like toxicity and fakeness and
no, well,
shit like that. No,
not like that type of loss.
no, you're talking about like death loss, but I'm talking.
Yeah,
But with my situation, it's a lot different. It's more of like toxicity, fakeness. No one was really real with me. There's been a few friends that have been real, and I love them to death. But like, there's been a lot of like revolving door friends that came and went and stuff like that. But for the past 14 years, this motherfucker stayed around. He ain't leaving. He
yeah.
refuses to leave.
And also, too, little a relevant side note: I'm officially cable free. So
And
sorry,
he's
I'm gonna have to
officially cable. Yeah, and he's also
finally.
yeah, and
Jesus.
also yeah. He's
Also, Crisis
officially
Averted too.
dude. We
Yeah.
almost had to cancel Raw and Dynamite and shit like that
That's
because we were like,
and then
what are
we
we gonna
would have
do
been
with
screwed
that?
for. But
And we
thank
were
God for
like, what are
some.
we gonna do with that? Because we didn't like you got rid of cable, so this motherfucker had to make a Sling account.
Well, it's funny enough. I already had a Sling account, but I just never really bothered to have an upgrade for the longest time.
Right.
So
The only gripe that I have with that plan is like you don't have ESPN, but that's like
I
nothing
mean,
because
like
ESPN is
I
ass.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only time I have the app, just like check scores and news and shit, and that's pretty much about it.
Programming is ass, so I kind of get why you didn't upgrade to that. So I'm like,
Yeah, shout out my boy Platform 246. Yeah, that was originally what was going to happen. Hadn't we not
cable
had I
fucks
not
me
bought
up not watching Raw or Dynamite. I guess. Yeah, that's the thing with cable. Cable has gotten so ridiculously high when it comes to prices that a lot of people are cutting the cord, and it's
because
just like it's ridiculous. Like you know what you expect to have like this like subscriber base to your damn cable company, yet you hike the prices every year.
yeah, and at the same
It's
time,
like it's like if you stop penny pinching like a motherfucker, people would pay for your cable.
I mean, take it from me, for someone who we almost, I kid you not. Look, and I love Xfinity. They've been wonderful to us. We're definitely gonna get a better modem and better high speed internet from them for
Also,
cheap.
Brian. Also, Brian. I just saw your you had a panic attack. I'm sorry, brother. You know, it's fine if you miss an episode, man. Like
Like
it's all
it's
good.
always gonna be up there.
But please, man, take care of yourself, man.
I'll take
Because
it from me,
seeing that
who's actually dealt with
seeing
it.
that you had a panic attack over that, man,
I mean, I
don't
can
worry
understand
about it.
that.
And plus, man, we love you, bro. You've been one of our
Also, too,
top fans, man.
I'm gonna blame this dude for actually. Tyler, another tip: make sure you keep make sure you mute your TV next time when a bad
My
ad.
dumbass. No, my
Yeah, you let
dumbass.
this,
But here's the thing: my TV was low as hell,
and I could
and
still
yet
hear
that
it.
ad was loud as fuck. Still, next time I
But
need to stop being a stupid head. Hell, and Ern
and
tried to
I
pin. Did you, dude? In the group chat, Ern was jokefully trying to pin me and Gooley together. Like, yeah, you're gonna get into a ring and fight Gooley. You got a baseball bat in your hand. Good luck. I'm
and
like,
that's the funny thing too. And I know me and Tyler haven't really harped on this because and look, and like I said, we can go off of different tangents that regards to me and Tyler because it's like I mean, and not just
there's just a lot of memories. There's just a lot of memories.
a lot of memories, a lot of bullshit. We had to go some good, some bad, and the whole right.
We've been through a lot of good, bad, and ugly in our life, man. For our
Even
14
here on the
years,
YouTube space too, it's like
we've been through a lot of good, bad, and ugly. There's been a few times on YouTube we joined like groups, and they would absolutely fold because of toxic people,
mm-hmm. And
and
that's the thing too. And like
that
we don't
also adds to the revolving door of friends.
and that's the thing too, because and credit to Jake, shout out my boy Jake Silva.
Jake,
I was
he's been
very
the best.
hesitant of coming back. And look, this is no disrespect to Jake or anything, and the dude's great from the longest time that I've known him. Because he brought up this idea, like he's starting his own network, but it's like I don't know, because I mean I was very hesitant on it.
No, that was me. I was hesitant. You were like,
Oh,
yeah,
that
I'll
was
join.
you.
That was me. I was hesitant because I'm like the last two groups folded because of toxicity. I don't know if we should join another group. And then Jake called me and he said, "Hear me out, bro. Explain to me
Yeah,
what was going on, how it was gonna work." I'm like, it seems like you have a better plan than the other groups. The other groups were like headless chickens. They didn't know what the
well,
hell to do.
the other group, we're not going to name drop because they ain't worth our time. But compared to here, the sports wave, we have like a structure in place. It's like we have, you
Yeah,
know,
that's what I'm talking about. Like that's compared to the other groups. The other groups were just like headless chickens. Y'all do whatever the
yeah,
hell you want and hope for your freaking view count to go up. For here, nobody's worried about view counts. Nobody's worried about anything. We're just worried about having fun with this.
yeah, because it's like, I mean,
And there's like a structure. Like if you're toxic to one another, you're out of the group. Like
yeah.
that's his rule. If you're toxic to one of the like
And
any of the members
I
of
mean, we
you're
did
out.
have to make some cuts though before we got.
We had to make a cut, and that was to a guy who shall not be named anymore.
Well,
And
that and
we confronted the guy. He cried his crocodile tears. We
it was
knew that
just,
motherfucker was lying, and we asked him because he was lying through his teeth. So
but
yeah, but
I
we're
mean,
not
yeah,
gonna delve into that because that's in the past. Rearview mirror that shit. It's done.
yeah, but and yeah, me and Tyler haven't really done much on the network, but we still try to contribute as much as we can.
And exactly, bro. That's how you never fail. You have to have a plan in place. Take away the toxicity, and just have fun with this. That's
Yeah,
how you never fail on YouTube. Is you just have fun, straight up fun. Whatever you do.
some others, well,
Like
and
with
that's
me, with YouTube, I don't treat it as a job. I don't. It's a hobby. It's something fun.
I might once we get bigger.
Once we get bigger, we'll focus on it being a quote unquote job, but we're not going to be too corporate to where it's like
We're gonna do this every day.
no, it's not going to feel corporate. We're still going to have fun with this shit.
Oh
It's going
yeah,
to be a blast. but it's gonna be like one of those fun jobs where we get paid for it. But
Yeah,
here's the thing: half of that money will go to charity.
I say no,
Or
all of it goes
all of it will go to charity. So guess
because the
what?
only thing because for
We're not
me,
even gonna get paid for it. The
I
charities
mean,
will.
yeah, we're monetizing and shit like that, but that's going elsewhere.
That's going to fucking
Because
charity.
for me, I'm glad that with the money that I'm making out of my current,
Dude, we make like $3 per stream.
yeah,
That's good enough.
it's good enough.
That's good enough to
But I was gonna
give to
say too,
charity.
like,
No, you can give us a fucking penny. We're giving that shit to charity.
yeah,
That's my
uh,
point. Like, I don't care
uh,
if we get paid $3 for a stream. I don't care. That's going to charity anyway.
and I will just say this too, though, even before the channel became into its existence, and yes, I know it says I had this since 2011. I never did fucking anything with this goddamn thing. I was just throwing upload like random crap that I remember recording in high school to see
Bro,
what.
I remember like on my personal account, I posted like the rise and fall videos. I posted like a Brody Lee tribute that got copyrighted because I used AEW footage. I just had to delete that shit off the freaking channel.
Yeah,
Which rightfully so, because I used their footage without consent. That was a dumb mistake by me.
oh, yeah,
But
and
that was old me. New me wouldn't make that fucking mistake.
well, not just that too. That actually happened twice. Remember, you also used the. remember
I
the
used
one?
an Natalia farting thing because I was talking about the rise of the women's division, and it was like during like that dark period I was talking about,
Yeah,
the dark period of the women's division. That got copyrighted by WWE, which again, rightfully so. I used their footage without consent, and I'm a dumbass, so I did it twice
yeah.
on
Like I
two
said, we
channels.
don't, and for me and Todd, we don't do these. We don't do these often, but we'll do it every once in a blue moon type of.
Once we like jog remember like okay, well, what did we talk about? We talked about this, and
Because
this.
knowing how my brain is like sometimes we'll talk about
And
something
this
and I'll
is
forget it the next
and
day.
we're not again here. We're not going to give you a set topic, right?
No,
We
because
might just
like
talk
this is
about random shit,
like,
all right?
we're just being real with you, and that's
We'll
another
just be,
thing too that
but
I've. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like people put on like because me and Todd we try to be as authentic as possible,
people put on
and
a fake face, yeah.
like it because
And
and it's all,
here's the thing that bothers me too. It's like these very famous people put on like the fake face, and then shit comes out about them, and then they get canceled.
some rightfully so, others no. You got to question
Some
it.
some they shouldn't get canceled, but some they do. Like there was like this like whatchamacallit. There was a few YouTubers that were outed as child
Yeah,
predators.
I know one in particular who got outed at that one, and I remember used to watching him with a
There was
certain gaming crew that back in the day,
yeah,
and that really kind of ruined it for me ever since
yeah,
then.
like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like them anymore because they're child predators, and it's like,
Like literally, I kid you not. And for those who are wondering, yeah, it's Mini Lad. That's
it
the one
is,
guy that
it is,
really bugged me.
it is, and that's what we don't want to do is we don't want to put on like this fake face and be idiots off camera. Like
Because
we're not
for
gonna
me,
do
it's
that.
like, yeah, but at the same time
Like
too, it's like
what and like our motto here, and Rob already said it a few times on his channel. What you see is what you get.
pretty much.
Like
And yeah,
that's
and also, and you take the description of the channel too. Like I have like set a rule set up,
yeah,
plain
like
plain and simple.
no
We
hateful
don't play.
comments. No hateful comments. Love everybody here. Like that's what our motto is. Love everybody here. No
Yeah,
fighting with each other. None of that
and we
shit.
do it in most play like the playful banter, which we have seen.
Playful banter, whatever. I'm okay
Even
with
though
it.
sometimes I may take it a little bit too far, where they put you in the kitty corner, but that's besides the point. Which we had
Yeah,
to
we call timing you out for
the
like
kitty corner.
like for like a minute, 10 minutes, whatever. The kitty corner. All right, go to the kitty corner. Like you're in
But
punishment, like a 5-year-old.
because and take it from me too, it's like and yeah, I mean this me and Taro used to be freaking neighbors for well about a year.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. That's the topic we were going to talk about today. But then we started rambling, which is fine because
I
this
mean
is real talk.
we're just being
This is real talk. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk like we're having a conversation with you guys. But the topic at hand here today is the fact that we were neighbors for a year.
Yeah, literally right
And
down the fucking street from where.
right down the street. And I lived down the street from two of my friends. One I rode the bus with, and the other, I've been best friends at that point for like a good decade. Or actually not a good decade, because it was 2012, for like 3 years, 2 years at that point. It was just 2012.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years into our friendship at
It was
that
2
time.
years into our friendship, and at that
Even though that's
point,
pretty almost one of those people that didn't really keep count, which I never do.
I kind of
Well, actually,
I feel like I started keeping count until like after we passed 10 years. I'm like, oh, we've been
which is
best
freaking
friends for 4
crazy.
years.
They were so.
Like, I do that just to make you feel old, make me feel old.
Dude, we somehow always make us feel, even though we share like TikToks and shit like that date.
I'm like, wait a minute, this song was like 10 years ago. Wait,
Yeah,
this
or the
song was
fact
17 years old. Like, what the fuck?
like,
No,
and yeah, we have
so I sent you a TikTok a few days ago that fucking Soldier Boy was like 17 years old. That song.
like, good lords,
I'm
yeah,
like, that's really 17 years
the
old.
only
Right?
one hit wonder of the mid 2000s.
No, he had 2 hits. He had that one and Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. That
2
one,
hits.
that one's
that song's a banger too. Even though it's a little bit sappy, that's a banger.
what I mean, shoot, and me and Tar can attest to this too, because he and I, yeah, I know, gonna make me speak. And for those of anybody that's younger, I would say under the age. When did dial up end? Good lord,
Dial-up
that.
ended around 2007 because that's when the first iPhone.
So if anybody's younger, has not lived in the dial-up days, you guys are lucky. Me and Tyler, we had to freaking live with.
Like when the first smartphone was made in 07, we didn't really have Wi-Fi yet, but I think Wi-Fi came about like maybe like 2010-ish, 2009, 2010.
Somewhere around there. Because
hold on, I'm looking this shit up. That's a great ass question. When was Wi-Fi?
Because the internet's been around since the early 90s.
Never mind. We could have been using Wi-Fi since 99.
Huh?
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Honestly, that sounds like an utter bullshit.
Wait a minute. We could have been using fucking Wi-Fi in 04.
Well, then again, you got to think of this too at the time.
But it wasn't popular. I don't think.
No,
it wasn't like. It wasn't like Wi-Fi's been around for years, but it wasn't widely popular until
like it is like in the last
2010s,
somewhere around there.
2010s it became widely popular, and now.
And Lord, if you want to think of it, that's good too. Tyler, do you remember in elementary school where like you had like we always had these like one computer class where you had these giant blocky computers back in the day?
Fucking
god, when you actually
remember the blocky ass TVs?
Oh yeah, those things were fucking hotly. Oof, yeah. Unless your grandma has one, or one of your grandparents has a TV within a freaking like a wooden stand. That shit feels like a hot.
Or you had or if you're like one of those richer people, like semi-rich, you get like a fucking big screen TV.
Yeah,
fucking box TV that's like half.
Like nowadays, yeah. As crazy as it sounds, yeah. The flat screen TVs, I would say, what prior to, I would say, what somewhere in the early mid.
I mean, all right, platform. If you're putting us on the song, I mean, you sold me on Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne still fucking hits to this day, no matter.
Yeah, Lil Wayne still fucking hits. Yeah, he does. He still hits.
Soulja Boy kind of went off the deep end.
You know I'm listening to that shit.
I mean, Soulja Boy, by today's standards, kind of really went off the deep end.
Remember when that motherfucker tried to make a damn gaming console, but he ripped off
and kind of ripped off somebody else. Yeah, that it was just fucking bad for the dude. It was
terrible. I'm like, you're really fishing for money right now.
Oh yeah, and that's
like bro.
Yeah,
he still sucks on this song. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, kind of Lil Wayne. It really depends.
Soulja had like 2 good hits and then fell off.
Yeah, like he's a two. I think a lot of people not gonna.
No, it's fucking 3 hits, and then he fell off. Yeah, that termite. Then he had like termite swag on or something, and then he just
Yeah, but it really.
And that song was just him yelling, like, kind of. Yeah, you're falling off, bud. But
Yeah, you could tell that the dude doesn't. Like, and we're seeing some just artists, even back then, like they didn't just give a shit.
nowadays,
And I
I
think,
feel like some artists just phone it in.
like, it's
Sometimes
like they just make
some
so much money.
do, or they actually do try, which I respect. But like some, like
Others, not so much. They just try to rely on their old stuff and try to see if they make money from that side. Yeah, I didn't think.
yeah, and but I do respect the fact that some artists like they stay relevant by doing other shit and they just do new shit,
I
create
got
new
some new
sound and
artists
shit.
too. I mean, for me, when it comes to the hip hop, for me, it was always Eminem growing up. Even
Dude,
like from like the Slim Shady LP, the Marshall Mathers LP,
yeah,
uh,
those albums hit. Those albums, dude.
and
Hell,
the dude.
I kind of wish he did more than one movie. I
Yeah,
mean,
I would have been intrigued
he
on
made.
that.
I like he only did a cameo in that the interview, which didn't even hit theaters because if it hit theaters, North Korea was threatening to bomb. You know, at
And
that point,
I kid you, Tara. That's the funny thing. I just watched it, finished up the interview yesterday,
the movie's funny as hell.
and still. And by the way,
Should
too,
have
that
hit
movie.
theaters. It should have hit theaters, but again, North Korea was
I
kind of threatening
forgot that he
to
actually
blow
did
us
the
off the face
wash.
of the earth for
That
having
Eminem
that
had a
movie.
cameo in the wash. Then again, that's
But he was also made a cameo in he did a lot of cameos, but he didn't really front
like
a movie since 8 Mile.
yeah. But then
I
again, I
wish
don't
he
think
did
Eminem.
more of them. I wish he did more movies
I
as
don't know. It's
like the
kind of.
main star because he was a good actor in that movie. He was good.
It's also kind of crazy too that 8 Mile. I mean, in one certain aspect, that I think for one I remember it. And I still have the DVD to this day. Yes, I still collect physical media because physical media is now it's going on, which is kind of crazy too. Which we've seen the last 10 years that
Yeah, physical media now is just like died off.
because it's like me and Char will always bring these questions too. Like if we could ask your past self, like say 10 years ago, like stuff that's happened, it's like, did you know that physical media is going to die out? Our probably our older selves ain't going to say shit. Wouldn't agree with that.
And also you could ask 10-year old or like me from like 10 years ago, would you know if you're like, I mean 10 years ago it was 2014. So
Jeez.
I feel like physical media was starting to just like fizzle out around that time. So I would probably ask like 2010-year-old me.
Yeah, that would have been.
And
And that's the
it'd be
thing too. It's like I said, me and Tara, we've seen a lot of shit for someone, and take it from us who were in the early to the late '90s.
yeah.
And to this day, my grandmother still uses a. Well, I know AOL has changed a lot over the years,
My aunt still uses AOL. I'm like,
and I
AOL
saw
still a
her.
thing? Like what?
It's still a thing, but I think it's more of a revamp of what what it once
It's
was when you
more of a
first logged
rebrand because
on.
they don't because back in the day that AOL was heavily relied on DSL and fucking dial-up
Yeah,
and
and then
shit.
remember
Now
how
it's
slow
like,
DSL it always used to be? You had to either use the computer or get off the
God, thank
phone.
God for Wi-Fi. But
I was like, get off the phone. I've got to use the computer.
like, son of a bitch, I'm playing Disney Channel games over here.
You know what? That's
Use
another
phone
thing too.
later.
I do miss on too. I miss the Flash games for crying out loud on the computers. What the
Bro,
hell,
I used
man?
to play. I used to play a lot of fucking Flash games back in the day, bro. I
Oh
used to play a
God,
lot of that shit.
God. There's a few sites I remember. Even some of them on the Cartoon Network, which I know that's
So,
a shelf of its former self. I remember playing some games like
bro, I played on the Cartoon Network site. I used to play the hell out of that freaking Teen Titans fighting game.
yeah, I remember that. I think
That game was fun, bro.
Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy Harris Cameron. That's always been my number one. And
Yeah, but that show in general was fucking great.
even let's put it away. Billy at times the way some of the shit that he says in those confidence is basically how pretty much I am for almost like say a good 85% of the time. because my brain doesn't.
I figured out something. Apparently he actually spoofed the Michael Jackson song too. Apparently, like in the beginning, the whole "you ain't bad, you ain't nothing" thing. Apparently, that was a spoof of Michael Jackson. Apparently, I saw it on.
I'm sorry,
TikTok.
but knowing how my brain was, my brain took a left turn elsewhere.
Where the hell did it go?
Because when he said "you ain't nothing," because he doesn't say nothing. That's the thing.
Nothing. He said
like
nothing.
It's spelled Nuttin.
But you're thinking fucking dirty. Quit.
Yeah,
quit it.
Sorry, you know me for 14.
I know you got a juvenile ass brain. I know.
But I mean, well, then again, Billy does say questionable things, especially that one episode where he talked about, say, Manny's gonna take her pants off. It's like, whoa! It's like,
and Manny looks at him like, excuse me?
It's a beat your pants off. Like, see that Billy, and I'm gonna say he's my spirit animal.
Do you know what character was so out of fucking pocket? The guy who had a crush on Mandy.
Are you talking about Erwin?
Fucking Erwin was so out of pocket.
I would say Erwin was just not just out of pocket, but that dude was just straight up obsessive. Obsessive is what I meant to say.
He was obsessive and creepy.
Yeah.
Over Mandy, bro.
In terms of the cartoon characters, some of the cartoons that we've seen over the years, oh god, I think Ed from Ed and Eddie at times he's very out of pocket.
No, don't worry about it. This is just a chill type of thing called real talk. You're fine, buddy.
Trying to think who else. Well, Courage as a show itself. Oh, good lord, don't do that when you're fucking. Don't watch that show when you're fucking high as shit.
You will get paranoid as fuck if you watch that.
I'm sorry, but look, I'll give credit to the Courage to All in the World for the show that it was for. I think that was
me. But here's the thing with me: when I see like that episode with the talking crocodile in the bathtub,
I was like,
I look at the TV. I'm like, I'm not high enough for this shit.
Oh yeah, some of the episodes that Courage has, like, it really makes you wonder, like, am I high?
Did I trip right now? What the hell?
Yeah,
right now?
Like, case in point, I mean, go back to the King Ramsay's episode. I mean, he's the only character in that show that's CGI, very CGI, which is kind of crazy when you do anything.
That whole show was a fucking acid trip.
Oh, it definitely was.
I'm like, what the? You have a talking crocodile in the tub? You got this like floating.
You got it. You got King Ramsay's asking for the slab back. Good lord, you got the military who just somehow doesn't know what the fuck they're doing 100% of the time. Like, they're so goddamn clueless.
I don't know what to shoot.
Like, literally, like, you got the fucking general and this lieutenant like fighting with each other. It's like, what the fuck is that? I mean, as a kid, yeah, it was, and I still laugh at it because it's so fucking stupid. It's like, damn.
Like, but the shit is so weird. The show was so fucking weird.
But a lot of it's still loved almost.
It's beloved. Yeah.
Good lord, how long has it been?
The show ended, shockingly enough, the show ended, I think, in 99. I think. 99, 2000? Or wait, no, 2002 it ended.
Good lord, it's been over 20. Good God.
2002 the show ended. 2002 the show ended. Yeah. I looked it up. Where I saw it on TikTok. I'm like, really? Curves, cowardly dog ended when I was 4? Like, what?
Yeah, that's like it's crazy too that some cartoons like Ed and Ed, obviously Ed and Ed had probably the perfect send off, and like when cartoons when they do it in the right way, they try to leave off on a high note. Others, we're looking at you, SpongeBob. Please just die.
Die already, damn.
Please.
Like, it's not. Here's the thing: I love SpongeBob as much as the next person because everybody loves SpongeBob.
But you're just milking that fucking shit dry.
But you're milking the hell out of the damn show.
And the late Steven Hillenberg, who created the damn thing, I'm pretty sure he's already rolling the grave.
And here's the thing: you kind of went you
went against his wishes.
You said fuck his wishes because he said no spinoffs. What did you do immediately after he died? Made 2 spinoffs.
Spinoffs.
Something that he told you not to do before he died. You didn't. You weren't even kind enough to respect that man's wishes.
I mean, God rest that man. So, also, too, here's another thing I never found out. I just learned something new. Steve Jobs also founded Pixar. The same guy who created Apple.
Steve Jobs created Pixar?
Yeah, I'll go read that. Read the story about that.
Hold
When
on,
I read this, like,
I'm googling this shit. Hold on. Pixar.
or what? He's one of the co-founders of our mountain.
Hold on. No, he's not.
Or who was it?
He was not. He was not an owner. Oh, it was. Yep. 1986. But no, we funded it.
Yeah, that's got a thing too. Like he funded the thing.
He became a shareholder. He became a shareholder until 2006 when Disney announced his acquisition of it.
Which is crazy. Because
So
the story.
wait a minute. If Disney did not own Pixar until 2006, did Steve Jobs have a hand in Toy Story?
In a way, he kind of did. Because
What the fuck?
well, because before Pixar was actually owned by the George Lucas before they actually Disney kind of rule. Well, we don't talk about that.
Lucasfilms was owned by George Lucas, and then Disney bought it and ruined the fucking movies.
But
The only thing they did right was the cool shit. What they did with the damn original movies when they added the fucking prequel version of Anakin in that damn hologram thing at the end of the one movie when they were at that party or whatever.
Oh yeah,
celebrating. I thought that was a cool thing that Disney did, but other than that, they ruined that franchise. But yeah, apparently so. Steve Jobs had a hand at creating Toy Story.
in a way,
In a way. And I'm just finding this shit out.
Yeah, like I said, you learn something new day in life. Yeah, he may not be the biggest founder, but the fact he funded what actually makes him great. Still, I think the ancient movies had
funded Toy Story. Just telling you that
Toy
right
Story,
now.
A Bug's Life,
fucking
oh
He
god,
funded everything up until Cars.
Yeah, God rest that man's soul too.
Who?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he funded everything up until Cars, and then after Disney bought the movie, or Disney bought Pixar, everything after that, Disney.
I will say this too, though. Like I said, and I'll say this too. Like Pixar has some movies, even that still have aged. I thought they aged pretty well for what it was. Toy Story, for the fact that the first time was a computer animated feature.
You can see a little bit of its flaws.
Oh yeah,
because like the fourth movie or like the third and fourth movie look way better than the first.
I'm sorry, but they should have just stopped at 3. Maybe that's just me.
They had the perfect fucking ending. They had the perfect damn ending.
And then you had to ruin it by making 4, and now you got 5.
They're milking this shit dry, bro. They're milking this shit dry. I'm just saying.
It's kind of funny. Like Toy Story 3 is not one of my all-time favorites, but I will enjoy it from here and there.
But you had the perfect send-off with Andy giving away his toys.
Which I'll tell you, that will make a grown man cry when you rewatch Toy Story 3.
Dude, when that fucking part where they look like they're about to die, that made me cry.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, they're about to die. I think
another, like, there's some other movies Disney has its own classics as well. I mean, The Lion King, which, God, it's still kind of a tough watch back. It's not a bad way, but just that really does get some. Disney has some movies that gets you in your emotions. I mean, the Nunchuck Hunter. Oh my lord, the Nunchuck. Oh, that was a bit dark for what it was.
Boy, that got dark real quick. And also, Bambi, that's the thing. Also, Bambi, yeah, that got really dark.
Honestly, not one of my favorite Disney classics of all time. Not one of my favorites.
It's okay, but the fact that you showed Bambi's mom
getting killed.
And yeah, it's dark.
Pocahontas. I've seen
Pocahontas isn't really dark unless you know the real story. Then it's like,
yeah. Because Disney tried to do it. And some of the other classes like Sleeping Beauty. Go back to the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. The Brothers Grimm fairy tales of those original stories are dark as shit.
But Disney made it lighthearted and friendly and kid friendly and shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, credit to them. Even
Yeah.
and yes, Disney did had its racist moments.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Let's just axe that from the conversation.
because here's the thing: if you
Let's
go
axe
look on,
that from the conversation.
well, I'm not.
Okay.
We're not gonna go deep into it, but I'm just saying, like,
It was pretty bad. It was pretty fucking bad. Yeah.
Mostly, yeah,
Yeah,
but
terrible.
it really is. It's like movies nowadays. How's it?
Movies nowadays with
The
me, it's like if you're not a superhero movie, people are not gonna care.
and we kind of seen that the last few years.
It's kind of bad. Like the new Mad Max movie that came out.
It was okay.
It was well received, but it flopped the box office.
Yeah.
Which I kind of equate that to like the streaming era of things. People like to wait until it hits streaming services now and not go to
Yeah, because
theaters
it's like
and
you
spend
don't.
money. Like there's no
Yeah, I
point.
mean,
It's
Fall
gonna
Guy,
end up
which
it's gonna end up on a streaming service within a month.
honestly, the Fall Guy, that was a great ass movie.
Fall
Flopped
Guy
at the
was fun.
box office. The next week, it's on streaming.
But that was in the beginning stages of like COVID.
No, this was actually
No, it was the
recently.
beginning stage. This was the beginning stages of COVID when that movie dropped, because it was in theaters because theaters had like a limited opening or whatever, and then like within like a week or two it was on streaming services. Now
And
some movies are doing. No, some movies are doing the same shit. It's like they do it like a dual thing where it's like it's in theaters, but it's also on this app.
yeah,
Like look at Adam Sandler's movie Hustle. That had a limited theater release, but it was also on Netflix.
great movie.
Good movie, but I think it would have hit in theaters. It would have hit.
Oh, it definitely would.
But it ended up on Netflix. But it was a good movie. Good movie. It kind of it kind of changed my mind on Adam Sandler being a good serious actor. Because his other
Some of
movies, I didn't
his
really.
later movies have not really done. And look, I still
His
love Adam
comedies have
Sandler.
gotten. Ooh.
Well, that really depends on which comedy, because
Hopefully Netflix doesn't fuck up Happy Gilmore too. If they do, I'm gonna be pissed.
oh yeah, that's gonna piss everybody off.
It's
Because
going
let's
to
be real, Happy
piss
Gilmore
me
in its
off.
own right, it's
That
still
movie's a
great.
damn classic. You're gonna
And
die, clown. I fucking love that
I
movie.
mean, the dude also took like literally threw hands with the late Bob Barker. On a go.
Bob Barker was
But
fucking him up.
it's like I'm not done with you,
Yo, he said the price is wrong, bitch.
bitch. And like I said, there's a lot of, like I said, movies nowadays really do. Like I said, I think it's really weird how the superhero genre has changed a lot of people's perspective on movies and shit like that.
It's like if you're not a superhero movie, no one's gonna care.
Yeah,
Like there's
it's
some
like
movies, like horror movies, that's an exception because horror movies.
even though that genre was kind of really slid down the crapper.
For me, with horror movies, it's like if you're not jump scare heavy, you're probably gonna be shit.
Yeah,
But even the jump scare movies are kind of.
and it's also kind of crazy too. I've watched some cheesy horror movies. Does anyone remember the one cheesy horror movie called Drive Through back in the day? Does anyone remember that one? That one.
I don't remember that one. I don't.
Oh Jesus Christ! How do I explain this one? It's basically it's like one of those cheesy horror movies. The scary movie monster is basically was like a bootleg version of Sweet Tooth because the restaurant mascot was a clown.
Okay. So it's kind of like an evil Ronald McDonald with
an evil Ronald McDonald running with a fucking sharp ass machete, but that's besides the point.
But those are like those cheesy ass fucking slasher films. Those always.
I think the one movies I think they still have age and still gives people the fucking freaks in everyday life, and that's Final Destination. You fucking bastard! I cannot even go behind, like sit in the passenger.
Ever since 2001, people have not drove directly behind the log truck.
No, because we've seen how oh shit, not just the log truck. I've seen clips. Some guy like this one dude that's nope. Had a close call with a freaking buzzsaw, like just got right past him. I was like, yeah, well, we know what one dude got it. I'm sorry, but Final Destination really.
If you seen Final Destination, you cheat death once, you're gonna die next time.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's how the movie works. But yeah, like ever since that movie came out, no one's driven
Oh yeah,
behind
no one
directly.
was ever the same since.
No one has ever driven directly behind a log truck ever since that movie came out.
No, because like it really, and when you have movies like Final Destination, that really does the fact it changes your everyday life. It's like,
It's
yeah, I
because
know
it's real horror. You can die from that shit.
yeah, it's like
You could die.
because I kid you not, and I've had almost had a couple panic attacks about this before when I was taking I think a couple road trips before, because I've always somehow I don't know how this was like a stroke of like this is like the fact that we had this was before I was going to I think one of my games or something like that. I was behind a log truck, and I kid you not, I was panicking. Up here, that is. I was
Yeah, you were like, oh shit, I've seen Final Destination. This is
like,
not
yeah,
going to end well for me.
and I had to tell my grandpa get in the other lane because I do not want to be behind the damn log truck because we all know
right the fuck now.
and this is for me was well, this was roller coasters. I was kind of 50-50 with.
I feel like that was like I feel like in Final Destination that was like the most unrealistic type of thing.
I mean, shoot. I mean, it really depends. Like if
The fucking you make a damn roller coaster and somehow you can't tighten up the bolt
yeah,
that holds everything together. Come on.
well, that's your fault for not addressing that.
That's the fucking whoever made that's fault. Like you didn't fix the damn roller coaster, you idiot.
I mean, in terms of Final Destination, some of the movies that I've seen, like the worst way to go out. Yes, the log truck's one of them. Well, do you remember the one scene where the one lady got freaking burnt so bad in the goddamn suntan booth?
Oh, that was the two doofuses. Let's go tan and just jam out to fucking music and not realize
yeah, and they got
was hot.
I'm sorry, but you have
they could have avoided that by getting the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. But
no,
nope.
Let's just get in there and just dance. We're not even wearing any fucking clothes at the same time. We're just gonna fucking dance. You're gonna die.
Like
you're dead.
Saw, I think I still appreciated. Saw the
Saw
movies
were good. The games were the first video game was good, but the second game was crap.
Like it's always the second or third game that usually is fucking shit.
Dude, the first game of the Saw movies was really good, but the second video game, ass.
And the credit to the scary movie. Usually, sometimes, oh god, that's in terms of if you want to like a good chuckle, like spoof movies, epic movie. Dude, I would recommend.
The scary movie franchise cracks me up
because it's like, disaster movies. Another one that's funny as shit, dude.
I love the one where it was like Kevin Hart was in it, and he goes, "How do you go to bed dead and wake up alive?"
I like the third scary movie because of the aliens. It's like, this is how we pee, and you just literally just
out the fucking finger.
Oh yeah, and I feel bad for Charlie Sheen who gets
like the finger's like oh.
No, not just that too. And Charlie Sheen always how takes a fucking nut shot at every scene that he's in.
Or
like,
that one scene where he's talking to the cop and the cop's hat just keeps getting bigger and fucking bigger.
Yeah.
Each time she gets the camera cut to her.
But it's like I'm probably like, and yeah, I think God, obviously the horror movies in the early to mid 2000s. I think that's kind of where
I think that's where they kind of peaked. Too.
Yeah, and I remember posting that. It's like
Freddy vs. Jason hit back in the day.
Which I'm surprised people still hate that movie for whatever goddamn reason.
It's not that bad of a movie.
Even though credit to Rey Mysterio, who was a freaking stunt double, which
Rey Mysterio was Freddy's fucking Rey Mysterio. I'm like,
yeah, the fact is like
makes sense.
I said, there's no
way Robert Englund's hitting them fucking parkour shits. That's Rey Mysterio all fucking day. You can tell by the jump too, because when he jumps up, it's like you can recognize the jump because Rey Mysterio used to jump from under the ramp.
That's the thing too. When this came out in 2003, nobody knew that was right.
No one knew until like years later. I'm like, that makes sense.
That makes sense, but it still blows your fucking mind that a pro wrestler had a bit of a hand in some of the stunts in even though Kelly Rowland, we're going to have a little discussion. You're dumb too in that movie. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, she was like the dumbest fucking person in the movie. I'm like, how are you that dumb?
And look, and I don't get me wrong,
And then Freddy's racist ass.
oh
Ooh,
yeah,
sweet
I
dark meat.
forgot about that. I
Ooh,
forgot.
sweet dark meat. Racist motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't say. Well, that's. I mean, if he wanted, I mean, he couldn't.
No, he said it. He said it as he was wanting to kill her. That's racist as fuck.
I mean,
In
yeah,
that, in his case, it was racist. In his case, he wanted to kill her. Let's be honest.
yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I think the only there's like even by today's standards, I mean, I think Saw X actually, in terms of the movies, some horror movies actually that done pretty well over the last couple of years. Saw X is one of them, from what my understanding. Because, good lord, I felt sick to my stomach after watching that movie. It's like, yeah,
Dude, I
never
felt
watched.
sick in my stomach watching any of the Saw movies, dude. Fucking body horror shit is gross.
Try not watching
I
the human.
remember the one scene that really grossed me out. It had the lead singer of Linkin Park cameoing in it.
Oh yeah, the late
And
Chester
he was
Bennington.
like,
I remember.
his back was like stuck to the fucking car seat, and you see his skin peel off.
Oh yeah, Tyler, try watching the human centipede on an empty stomach.
No, thank
You
you.
know
I
you're
don't
gonna ruin.
touch that. I avoid that movie at all fucking costs.
Yeah,
I know what happens in that movie, and that shit is fucking gross.
yeah.
Now I don't want to get sewn to somebody's ass, ever.
Even though it's kind of funny that when you look at compared to that movie, and then South Park did poke fun.
You know
Then
what else
again,
made fun of it too, and I thought was funny? Fucking Key and Peele made fun of it.
I forgot the
Cause,
one
Cause
key.
it was like they had like this skit where Keegan was like sitting like at like a dinner with his girlfriend, and like this dude, he's like, "Hey man, what's up? Remember you were sewn to my ass?"
Like, oh yeah,
And he was like, "I don't want to bring that up." He's like, "Yeah, man, it was fun." And he was like, "Dude, you were in the front."
and that's the funny. And look, and I love Key and Peele. I mean, to me, their best get is their football one. When they, the East East
What one? What one? The Three Pumps one? Or
the
the
three pump
county?
was another one, and also when they did the East versus West lineups.
East versus West Bulls.
Yeah,
The fucking weird ass names they come out with.
yeah. I mean, you had oh god, who you had? Oh, Hingle McCringleberry.
Hingle
Is that what it is?
McCringleberry.
Someone there's a there's a
Shaquari's Ducklings or something, if I remember
there's
correctly.
a lot of weird ones.
Jamma 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 Jam, I think I remember correctly.
Oh, that's to very. Hold up. Oh, hang on. I just fucking lost it in my
I'm
head.
trying to remember the fucking names.
But
Construction Noise. Construction Noise was one of them. It was literally as soon as he opened his mouth, like construction noise was coming out. It's funny as hell.
it's
Fucking.
hold on. Give me one.
I'm looking this shit up too. I don't even remember the names.
Got it.
Fuck. All right.
So, oh, okay. Because what? So, okay, I got it. For the East team, you had DeMarcus Williams. That just sounds like a normal name by today's.
Yeah, that's normal.
TJ Juxon.
TJ Jackson. That sounds pretty.
Yeah, that's.
But hold on. God damn! Why is this freaking site lagging? Get out of here.
I have it on screen from Screen
I
Rant.
have it. I'm getting on screen too because you're naming like the. Oh, the Jackson ain't. You have Ty Royal Smoochie
Wallace. The Squarius Green Jr.
Ibrahim Moises.
Jack Meredith Taxtheritrix.
Javaris Lamar.
That's what I think was going. We're going. Devoyne Shaverhandle.
X-Miss Jackson Flaxen Waxen.
G. Dinklage Morgoon.
Quattro.
Oh yeah.
Shakira Kwan TJF Carter.
X-wing at Aliciousness. What?
Sequester Gun. I can't read that
Grundle
shit.
Polith, MD. Yeah, T
E.
TJ AJ Black. Jesus Christ, this is a mouthful. TJ AJ RJ backslash and forth the fifth. What?
Torque Construction Drilling Noise Lewis.
The
Donkey
player
Teeth.
formerly known as Mouse Cop.
And then there's Dan Smith.
The generic whitening.
That's the funny part. Because
You always got to have that one generic white name.
Dude, because it was a generic white guy they used.
I mean, if you think about it.
And Dan Smith. And it was funny because it was the end of the fucking skit too, and it was freaking hilarious because it threw everybody off. But Javarson Lamar was like the funniest one.
For me, it was Devoyne Shower Handle because good lord, that guy.
Shower Handle.
And that's the thing too. It's like, oh, and that's another thing too. One of my most underrated movies of the horror movies of the mid 2000s. I know this doesn't even from when WWE actually started making movies.
Bro, that movie hits. The sequel kind of sucked because it was like
made the sequel was complete fucking donkey do.
It was doggy doo. Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like WWE, when they try, they make good movies. They make good movies, but there's some movies that are like,
That's why I say you could have just. I mean, I wouldn't say the Marine. I mean, look, the Marine had some pretty decent
ones. The Marine
was
good. The Marine was fucking good. It was cheesy, but it wasn't too cheesy to where it was terrible. Yeah. It was one of their movies that hit theaters too. The one Marine movie that hit theaters.
Yeah,
and it was a box office success too, in a sense. Also, they actually helped with a movie. It was like a Halle Berry movie called The Call. That movie was
a movie.
I didn't even know WWE made it until I saw the movie.
Neither did I.
WWE made this, and it was like it was a good movie, and it didn't even have any wrestlers in it, which is Halle Berry and what's her face? Fucking, she was in Bridget Terabithia, but she was a teenager at this point. What's her fucking name? And also, fuck that movie I just named.
Abigail Breslin.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. That was a different person. Abigail Breslin was in that movie. She was a teenager at this point, but she was like the trapped person in the trunk of the car. And that movie was just like, it wasn't really like a horror movie. It was like a thriller action movie in a sense. More so thriller though.
And it was also what's also kind of crazy about this too. That movie itself in 2013 made $68.6 million at the box office. It was
a box office success. And it was a box office success, and I didn't even know about it for WWE because they're the ones that made it. I'm like, WWE made this shit? They actually tried. I'm like, what?
And the Marine came out in 2006. Which you buy.
It didn't have any like big name actors except for one, and that was the guy who was in Terminator.
I think that's what. I think Robert Patrick's been on.
He played the villain, the main villain, because he had like this like crew of people. It's like he was like a mafia boss or some shit, whatever. And he was like running like a gang, or whatever. And he was like, he steals John Cena's wife.
Yeah.
And John Cena has to like save his wife, and he killed Robert Patrick in the most badass fucking way too. Choked him out with a fucking chain.
Oh yeah.
Like it was a badass end scene there for that movie. Dude, I love that movie. But
I mean, funny enough, but here's
the thing. I think the Marine 2 through 5 were pretty good. They weren't
like I said. I think the Marine
they weren't terrible movies, and I think the Ted DiBiase one was kind of meh. But then when the Miz got,
I forgot. And I think that one was kind of stunk. But the first one had a budget of $15 million.
First one
and made $22.2 million at the box office.
It wasn't a box office success. Now I thought it was, but it wasn't. But it went to It went to I had it on DVD. I had the unrated cut, which didn't really unrate anything. It didn't really add anything to it. It was just a harsher fight scene at the end.
And yeah,
But
and so the first weekend that film, the first one, the film made approximately 7.1 million at the United States box office in its first weekend.
yeah, it
And its
wasn't
first weekend, it was placed number 6 domestically after 10 total weeks in theaters. Yeah, it by today's standards, we consider that as a flop.
by today's standards is a flop, but in the 2000s it wasn't. In the 2000s it wasn't. But if it came out today, that shit would have just immediately hit streaming and be forgotten about.
Oh yeah, in terms of at home sales, they made 27.3 million on DVD.
I was part of that because I bought the DVD.
Honestly, do you know there's another movie that actually did pretty well coming out on DVD? Grandma's Boy.
Dude, that movie's a fucking cult classic now because of that. Because it flops in the box office, but it hit when it hit the fucking DVD.
Like, does everybody remember when we always rent that and we never? I kid you not, Tyler, and I will admit
Dude,
this too. I have some movies that
every time it hit like Comedy Central, I'd watch that shit. That
because
movie's
it's like,
funny. That movie's
yeah.
funny, man.
I think another movie I think I can still consider a cult classic in my eyes is The Benchwarmers.
I ticked it.
You're still fat.
You're
still fat. I mean, Lord. I mean, you had John Heater. I mean, a lot of people know him from Napoleon Dynamite, which also is still another cult classic, by the way.
By today's standards, cult classic for sure.
Which, by the way, actually, I legitimately have a vote for Pedro's shirt hanging up in my closet as we speak.
Oh, you're a good ass fan.
Even though Let's Put the shirt is a bit too small, but I just have it hanging up on the hanger for just different purposes.
You better get a frame and frame that bitch on the wall.
I probably would.
You should.
But it's also kind of funny. And look, for me, like, I don't have like a really like me and Tara, we're different in different ways. And yeah,
like, we're different. Like, now let's talk about our similarities first.
Shoot.
We both like country music, obviously. We both.
For me, it really depends on who you're asking.
For him, it's like the classic stuff. He does dabble a little bit in the current stuff, but like not as heavy.
But just like the old classic that when you used to grow up in the South, like Alan Jackson,
all
Jason Aldean.
Yeah, he still hits sometimes, but for me, I just listen to it. I listen to country.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's today's. I don't care if it's back then. I don't care. Country's country to me. Whatever. You know, even though
it's kind of funny
even though by today's standards, country is more delving into pop a little bit, it's whatever. Like some songs, like I said in like a previous episode, it blends it well. But some they just go full on pop, and it's like, yeah, that shit. Like, there's like this like new song Kane Brown came out with. That shit is EDM as hell. Like, that is not country.
Because it's like, when I think of country, I'm thinking like these artists are like, it's like basically they're like telling a story. That's basically how I look at country music. It's they're telling a story. I mean, perfect example of that.
Now it's like I got beer, I got a truck, I got a girl in the truck.
Like the stereotypical redneck bullshit. Now, there's some artists that, you know, like, but for me, when it comes to country, for me, my always number one. I know this may not say shock, but for me, George Strait has always been my number one. Always has been.
Is it that shocking? Because everybody has them number one on their list, man.
Like him,
not shocking.
The late Toby Keith, which screw you, God.
Fuck cancer.
Sorry.
Fuck cancer. Fuck you, cancer. Fuck you, cancer.
And the fact that, look, here's another thing I'll give Toby credit for. The dude fucking still doing cancer, still fucking tore on his.
Bro, he toured until he fucking died, man.
You know, it really does. Because I mean, I like Red Solo Cup.
That's like, if you want to laugh at like a party, play Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup's one. God, there's another one. Okay, there's a few more. I'm having brain farts on.
There's so many of his hits, bro.
He just got so many hits though, because it's like, for kind of funny. My number 3 is actually Rascal Flatts, which is so.
Well, my light just fucking dimmed for a minute.
Oh shit! I didn't notice.
I noticed. Yo, Ghost, you better not be fucking with me. Bray Wyatt, you better not be fucking with me, man. I ain't turning on anybody. Don't get your brother on me. I want to die. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, Rascal Flatts is definitely my number 3 because not because it's like I don't know. They had like a different style that I actually really enjoyed. And yeah, I think I did one cover. I remember at karaoke at one point, and that was
Karaoke hits. Karaoke.
oh, hang on.
But
That's what it is. What hurts the most. But I kid you not. Every time
you
I hear it,
picked
I
their
try not to
most.
crack it.
You picked their most saddest fucking song.
Well, no, because true, but at the same time too. I kid
Were you
you
going
not.
through it, Rob? When you did that,
No,
were you
no,
going
no, no,
through it?
no. Hear me out. So I listen to that song a lot because anytime when that song comes on, it makes me want to fucking crack up because every time we say most, we replace it with toast. And
What hurts
what?
the toast?
No. No. Oh,
What
okay.
burns the
No,
toast?
it's like what okay, hang on. Because I think with how it goes is like what hurts the most is when you burn the toast. I just
That is a painful experience when you burn toast. And,
oh yeah,
man.
because anytime when that song plays, that phrase is stuck in my head, and I kid you not, I try not to laugh because that's the one thing that was kind of stuck in my head.
Run that fucking shit for me, man. I will never unhear it now. Thanks, but yeah, they kind of retired, so it's like they
Which
kind of
I mean, look, they've been around for over 20 years. I mean,
they had to retire. Like they're never done.
and now Alan Jackson's retiring, which that's
He's
to be.
going on his final tour, and I want to go so fucking bad.
God, I mean,
saw in my 26 years of existence being a fan of his, I never went to his concert.
oh yeah, I mean the dude. Let's bro hit one. I mean, good lord, I mean him and Jimmy Buffett were something too. It's like it.
That song that we're thinking of hits, bro.
Oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Still hits.
And I can see why. I mean, he also and I also read that he was dealing with some health problems too. I mean, dude's not getting.
He's like, but here's the thing though. I don't think he's retiring. He's retiring from touring.
Yeah,
he's not gonna tour anymore. He's gonna release music, but he's gonna retire from touring because he can't stand anymore. Because like his bones are, I think.
I mean, like I said, he's not the same as he used to be.
He isn't the same as he's getting older. Like
I think he said. I would say he's probably in the same boat. I mean, I'd be shocked if Randy Travis. Good lord, I know that guy's been out of that spotlight for fucking years.
But he's back. He's kind of back in, but kind of not.
Like he's not like in and out.
He still goes to the award shows and shit, and people still love him, and they're like, "Hey man, how you doing?" and shit like that.
I mean, another guy. I think he's still great. Look, George. I think George Strait still looks pretty good after all these years.
Yeah, he retired after touring too.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. Most of our childhood.
I don't even think he's releasing music anymore. He's just full on retired.
I mean, look. I mean, the dude had multiple hits over the years.
Long ass fucking career. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Country was always the biggest number one between me and Tyler. Because and take it from me, and from me, yes, all the things about say, oh, if you live in the South, you live in the trailer park. Take it from me, who's lived in the stereotypical trailer park.
Dude, I was more stereotypical than you, though, because I lived in a trailer park in a dirt road, and right across the road was a fucking farm.
Same here in Aiken County. Because when you go on
okay, then it wasn't stereotypical than you. It was as stereotypical as stereotypical can get. We lived,
oh, yeah.
So situated, I lived in a trailer. It was in the country. The boonies, as the Yankees like to call it.
I've never heard anybody.
My grandma.
But I lived in the South for so long. I've never heard anybody say that.
They call it the boonies or the boondocks.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So it's basically like the country in a sense.
Oh, kind of like how we call the ghetto up here, pretty much.
But it's not really. That's a different type of boondock. The boondocks are really just like,
I hope no one's getting whipped by Grandpa and Uncle Ruckus. Sorry, wrong show.
No, I'm not talking about that damn show.
Which, by the way, is great.
I'm not talking about that show. I don't know. The Boondocks we're talking about isn't the fucking cartoon, the adult cartoon.
For me,
it's like dirt road.
Oh yeah, you're
fucking.
like what you would normally would think
There's
if you
no
lived.
grass. Like there's no grass in your yard. It's just flat out dirt in
Oh
your
yeah,
yard
Todd,
with
do you
like
remember
little
when the
patches
dirt?
of grass.
Now I will
Mhm.
say this too though. Like I remember dirt roads, and I think remember on because I lived in Aiken, the new Ellington area, and for those who've been down there, you know what I'm talking about. Because I remember my adopted grandfather, God rest his soul, because when we used to go to his place, because he also has a garage on Madison Ave. I kid you not, like the dirt road was not that bad, but somehow it makes your fucking goddamn suspensions really. It made it like even bumpier than it seemed when you get onto that dirt road. It's like,
Dude, dirt
damn.
roads like every 2 seconds you're bumping. Like, damn.
I was like, damn, like the suspension's gonna go out, but
Don't be careful when it fucking rains though, and it's like there's like a little hole in the dirt road, and it gets
oh yeah,
muddy.
that's bad.
You get flat out stuck in that
Oh
shit.
yeah, what's going on, Steve? Oh, also too, for anybody who up here in the north is going to bitch and complain about the heat down up here, go
You
down
ain't got
south.
shit on
And
top.
I will kid you not, I'm one of those crazy kids at the back then who actually went out and played with my neighbors in 110-degree weather.
Dude, I hated playing outside when it was like 110. It's like, Jesus,
Me,
so
I was the
fucking
opposite.
hot. Dude, I hated it. I'm like, I'm going back to fucking inside in the air. I ain't staying in here or staying
But
out
I
here.
mean, look, the south. For me, I always when I lived there, I had like a love hate thing with this with South Carolina at times. I like the people that I've seen. Oh, see, Steven, trust me, we exactly know how it is down. Obviously, in terms where Louisiana,
Yeah,
Mississippi,
Steve.
that's swamp ass.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes that we're bringing out,
Oh
bro.
yeah, yes, and two, yes, down the south you do get swamp ass. Just
You
gonna
do,
throw
yes.
that right out there.
The swamp ass thing that you hear from like these redneck comedians and shit, it ain't a myth.
No, I will say the
It's
down,
legit. You get swamp ass down there.
but at the same time too, yeah, you get the heat stinks, but stuff like that. But the best part about the south is the whole when
You
you
get the
know you're
meat
gonna get
sweat.
some.
You get the meat sweats. You get the damn stank. You get the
Oh
damn
yeah, it's
swamp
bad.
ass.
Well, not just swamp ass too, but at the same time too is the fact that you get really some good southern cooking depending on who.
Good lord.
I mean, oof. Well, for me, I'm very picky of how my collard greens are made. I prefer them steamed. Because you make cream spinach, someone's getting smacked. I'm sorry, but I can't do cream spinach. I just the only
Yeah, I
time I
don't.
ever do it is on crackers.
I'm
Saltines.
okay. I'm okay with spinach, but like I'm more of a collard green guy myself
Because
too.
when you know you get collard greens cooked, oh god, obviously better
You pour a little
steamed.
bit. You pour a little bit of vinegar on the top. Ooh,
Then again,
ooh,
yeah. Then at the same time, too, me to have some fried okra. Good lord,
I miss
I
that
need to
shit.
get my hands on some
I
fucking
miss
fried.
that shit.
Good
Sweet
lord, when
potato, dude,
actually
sweet potato bread, bro. Whew.
that homemade cornbread.
Homemade cornbread too, yeah. Banana pudding.
I'm, are we
That's
talking
more
about
so
are we
natural
talking about
now
regular
back in the
banana
day
pudding, are you talking about the banana pudding with with the vanilla wafers in it?
with
Because
the
there's two different
wafers.
types.
With
Oh
the
yeah, you gotta
wafers
have
in that
you gotta
bitch.
have the wafers.
With the wafers in that bitch.
Because if you don't have
Can't
wafers
have
in your
banana
banana
pudding without
pudding,
the damn
you
wafers
are
now.
a monster.
Dude, you can't have banana pudding without the damn wafers. It is a crime to not have wafers in it.
And breakfast, oh god, breakfast. Like I said, the South will make you fat
It will. It will make you fat.
because I mean breakfasts are usually good too. For me, I'm a big grits guy.
And if you have dinner up if you have dinner in the north, you know, with at somebody's house, they won't give you a lot of sides. But in the south,
Oh yeah,
you got sides on sides on sides.
sides pretty much.
Like there's like a billion sides
See,
that
and
you
that was
get.
that's what I've always liked about it because as a kid, yeah, but now looking back at it over because I came back up here and I think around 2010, 2011 ish, give or take.
You
Now
said you
looking back,
moved up here 2009 or moved up to
I
Jersey
think
2009.
feels like I've been up here a lot longer than that.
Like a little bit. Yeah, it feels yeah, but But yeah, you said you moved up here last episode that you moved up in 2009.
I think it didn't. So it was 09. So I could have sworn I've been here. But,
I've been in I had been in Jersey before I moved up to Rhode Island since like 2010. So yeah,
and that's the thing. And take it from me, but now looking back at it, the schooling down there stinks. The healthcare sucks.
dude, the fucking healthcare down there they sent me back years, bro.
So Steven, and that's a very good question. We're mostly all Philly sports except for college football.
No, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit. That's a great question, Steven. I'm an Eagles fan, Phillies fan, Sixers fan. I'm not really big into hockey. I tried with hockey, 2012. I kind of fell off.
You and my grandfather.
I just couldn't. I just wasn't in. I couldn't follow it because it was so fast paced. I'm like, my brain can't compute. But for college football, me and Rob are big Clemson fans. And even though like the last year it's been shitty, but like we've been Clemson fans for years. My aunt, shout out to my aunt, got me into Clemson when I lived in South Carolina.
I want to give a quick shout out to my uncle Steve, who actually got me into Clemson.
Your uncle got you into it, so it's a complete opposite, but kind of the same.
Because how I knew about being a Clemson fan early is when I went to Columbia, because that's where the Gamecocks play. I hated being there, and that told me right then and there, like Clemson was
area. You're like, yeah, I hate it here.
I say, nah, fuck this. And
now,
yes,
for me though, like I wasn't really big in the college football. Like early on, I was more like Eagles or nothing. You know?
Yeah.
Then my aunt, she's like, hey, you want to watch the Clemson game with me? I'm like, I'm not really big into college football, but okay. I watched it. I fell in love with Clemson. And it was great. You know, it was a great thing. And she's like, yo, I'm a Clemson fan too. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And that kind of solidified me as being a Clemson fan. And then, because me and her, we were like really close. Like, that aunt nephew relationship, that was cool. Like she was like the cool aunt in a sense,
Oh yeah.
But me and her, like me and Clemson, like that's the backstory of me and Clemson. Now with basketball, college basketball, I'm Villanova, even though they suck now.
It's hard to. It's been kind of hard to get into.
And I've been dabbling into like the women's college basketball. So I just don't know what team to choose. So I just watch it, just to watch it, see what the women have to offer. I don't have a team for them.
So Steven said Steven says his college is Michigan. I do. Ole Miss.
Michigan, West Virginia, Ole Miss. Those are really good schools. Not gonna lie. Lions, Titans, Jaguars. Okay. Reds, Braves. Like boo! Sorry, I had to. Red Wings, Maple Leafs, Oilers, Jets. Damn,
I mean, respect to you like in the Maple Leafs, but good God. I mean,
I'm sorry for you, brother.
They always somehow, and that's one thing too.
But there's an upside to this, Rob. There's an upside to this. You have a professional wrestler who's also a Maple Leafs fan, so you got lucky there. Edge.
Oh yeah. Oh God help him too.
God help him. I hope he's okay with that.
I'm sorry, but for me, the way I look at the Maple Leafs, and yes, I think the last couple of years they put a good team together, but the problem is they can't do shit in the playoffs. I don't understand. It's been good Lord. It's been
huge wrestling fan here. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why.
Then again, too tired. What's also funny too, like. I know a lot of Flyer fans were bitch complaints. Oh, it's been well over 50 years. Yeah, try being a Maple Leafs fan. It's been almost 60 years since their last Stanley Cup win.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad.
The last time this is Maple Leafs, and this is no disrespect to any of the Maple Leafs fans out there. If you're gonna be one of, and I don't get me wrong, it's kind of funny the fact that they were voted the most annoying fan base. It's like, huh? The fact it's not Philly is mind-boggling shocking.
Everybody would have immediately chose Philly.
I would have done that too.
Which honestly, looking at our fan base, they can get a bit annoying. I won't lie to you.
Oh yeah, we get too big for our britches.
We get too big for our fucking britches at times. There's been a few times where I kind of see why people hate us.
Oh yeah,
like that one time where Castellanos' wife got shit on. And
sent
death threats for Castellanos not performing in the playoffs. Like, really?
Yeah, I mean the fact that we also booed Santa Claus, we threw snowballs at people
with razors in it.
I think it was might have been batteries.
Or batteries. One of the two.
Yeah, that's the one thing that still a lot of other fan bases hang over heads with that we booed Santa Claus. Do you realize that was before my grandparents were even fucking born? Like, damn, let it go.
But listen, it was still shitty for us to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Still shitty for us to do.
I mean, God, what other crap, stupid shit that we do? I mean, anytime, and then we can't somehow, anytime we have win the success, we don't know how to behave ourselves.
We vandalized cars when the Phillies won the World Series. We flipped cars over that weren't even ours.
Oh, not golf balls covered in snow. Oh, that's even worse.
Golf balls covered in snow.
Oh, trust me. Look, I've never got hit by a golf ball, but I got shot with a paintball gun by accident, and that shit felt that shit fucking stung. So I can, but I mean, then again, at our fans, we do some crazy shit too. I mean, we saw one dude eat fucking. I kid you not. I wish I didn't.
I don't know why this motherfucker did what he did, and
he ate horse shit.
And here's the thing: I dog him just as much as the other fan bases do, because that shit's disgusting,
dude.
Why would you just? I'm just gonna walk around while we're celebrating the Eagles winning the World Championship. Oh shit! I see horse crap. Let me pick this shit up and eat it.
Like, literally, you take the literal saying "eat shit" to all another level.
I'm like, I can see why you're dogging this guy, other fan bases, because I am too. That shit's disgusting.
And in terms of other fan bases memories, I kid you not. I remember, I think this was, this other 07 or 08. We were playing the Braves at the time. Shout out to Matt. Was it Nate Diaz who body tackled this man when the Braves were came into town? One stupid Phillies fan decided to jump the railing. Thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be a good idea to just run across the field. And then comes Nate Diaz and trips up the dude, and as weird as it sounds, yeah, we gave that dude a standing O. Steven, me, and Tyler. Oh God, thank you. At least we got enough. That's another thing we got in common. Me and Tyler do.
What?
Boo! Steven Chambers said he can't stand the Cowboys.
Fuck yeah, Steven. Fuck yeah. Even though you're a Braves fan, fuck yeah.
Which is there's a lot. I will say
I kind of expected that arc too, because I didn't expect the Raiders to be bad forever.
I mean, they will have that one little stretch here and there, but
I didn't expect them to be bad forever. I thought they were going to turn it around at some point.
Yeah. God, what else have we sold over the years? I mean, the fact that we had a freaking oh yeah, I think we had an adult toy company had to bring lube over to greasing up the poles.
It wasn't an adult toy company, Rob. It wasn't. It was an adult cam company.
Yeah, if grease doesn't work on the poles, you had to get lube.
You had a porn company come in like, let me send you guys fucking
lube. literally gallons of lube.
And guess what? That shit still didn't work.
Nope. And
it didn't work.
And that's the thing too. Look, I appreciate being a Philly sports fan, but at the same time too, I kind of hate it at times.
We kind of can see the idiots that y'all are talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's always the bad apples that ruins it for everybody. I mean, shoot. Mm-hmm. Me and Tyler, we cringe that if you watch 42, yeah.
I don't want to talk about that ever again, because fuck that guy.
Then that might have been Alan Tudyk. And I could imagine Alan Tudyk being...
The actor is fine. The actor, he's a great actor. I don't fault him. I fault the character. I'm talking about the character.
Yeah,
guy behind the character, not the actor.
it's. I mean, other than that, I mean, and take it from me, Tyler. Especially can become a wrestling fans. Like I didn't really get started until I was into
And also, how
1990.
can I hate the guy that played a pirate in Dodgeball?
Yeah, and dodgeball, which by the way,
How can
so
I hate that guy? How? I can't.
I mean, shit, Vince
I
Vaughn
physically
made
can't do
Ben
it.
Stiller bleed. No, that was Oh God, what the fuck's her name?
That was fucking
Was it Kate? Was that her name?
what, the girl that punched a dude in the face?
Oh,
Her character name was Kate. Her character name was Kate.
I can't think of the actress's name right now. It's really
I don't know. Here's the thing: she has that face that you can recognize, but you can't figure out her fucking name.
Like there's
Like, who the fuck is this? I know who this is, but I can't figure out his name.
Yeah, Steven, I saw that Costner is leaving Yellowstone.
Oh God, yeah, Yellowstone's fucked at that point. Then
I've never even got around to watching it.
it's okay-ish, but there is a country singer that came out of that show. That she's now a country singer now, but yeah, she was on that show. But that's all I know about that show.
And it's also kind of crazy.
Costner was in it too.
I think another thing,
was like the main lead guy, which I don't know why they'll keep the show going if he's the lead guy.
I don't know. But besides that, I mean,
that's like how freaking Walking Dead went to crap because the lead guy left the show.
The
guy who played fucking Rick.
Oh yeah,
he left the fucking show, and then the show went to shit.
And yeah,
like the show was already going to shit because of the fucking format of their freaking programming, but
yeah,
him leaving was like the catalyst.
Because I think when did he leave? Was it after? Because
it was oh, I forgot what year.
God, which season?
He left in like I think it was like 2019. He left.
Okay, so
2018, 2019 he left. I forgot what season it was, but I think it was around like season 8 or season 9. He left
because after I would have think around Gifford there too,
and because he got killed off, but he wasn't really dead at that point. Because they were going to plan on making like a feature movie in theaters, but the show was flopping so hard they canceled it.
Thank God they did.
And made it a TV show, which also wasn't doing that good.
And that's the thing too. And Stevenson, your brother, you being a huge wrestling fan, and that's kind of that's another thing. Me and Tara were kind of similar, but we are in two different eras. Me, I was in the Attitude Era, especially for those who watch our retro watch party. I'm dragging this dude into my world.
Are we though? But really, are we though? Because we lived through the same era.
Well, I mean, technically, what do you start to get to 02?
Still, while you lived in a different era, we did merge when we got to 02.
Right.
And then on, we were in the same era.
Yeah. I mean, I could have phrased that better, but
yeah,
that was bad.
Now, if you lived in like the fucking New Generation era and I was in the Ruthless Aggression era, fine. That makes sense.
But shit. I mean, and take it from me entirely, because we actually watched some episode. And yeah, we started with the Attitude Era, so I'm bringing this guy into my. Well, as for those who remember, talk about some wild shit that Tyler. Yeah.
There's been some moments where I'm like, how the fuck were you allowed to watch this crap?
I don't know. I mean, shoot, Tyler, we got away watching the Edge's Sex Celebration twice in 2006. In 2006.
In 2 weeks. Twice in 2 weeks. But here's the thing. I never really watched it because it was around the time where... Because I've only watched Raw from like 9 to 10. Right?
Yeah.
That was during like a school day. So I was like, I watched Raw from 9 to 10. But as soon as the Sex Celebration was going to start, it was around like 10 o'clock. So I turned the TV off anyway. So I missed it twice.
And unfortunately, we're gonna have to see it once we get to
Peacock. I hope to God you freaking edited that shit out.
And yes, for those who weren't, yes, ECW 06, we're gonna have to unfortunately do that too. And I had to sit through that torture the first time. Now gonna drag this dude with me.
I hate you for this.
Well, Tyler, you're the one who brought that shit up, so blame yourself.
I hate myself for this.
Dude, you're also the same. Actually, I blame you twice. First time we did WCW Halloween Havoc 89, and that was just, oh my god, what the fuck was that all about?
I don't know why I was like, oh,
on
Halloween.
paper, it sounded like a great idea.
Oh, it's Halloween. Let's do every Halloween Havoc that's in existence. 1989 was ass.
Now we can see why. And unfortunately, speaking of Halloween Havoc, yeah, we're unfortunately going to sit through the bullshit. That's Halloween Havoc 95, because we don't see when Halloween Havoc got better was between 96 and 97. So unfortunately,
we'll get there. But anyway, yeah, our similarities are we're wrestling fans too. We're sports fans.
I mean,
we're country fans.
It's kind of funny, actually. In the more recent year, I would say, ever since come back up here, I mean, I'll still listen to country here and there, but I kind of really transitioned, and that's kind of where our slight difference comes into play in terms of music. For me, like, I will appreciate all genres, even though this girl blame my girlfriend for this, for actually got me hooked on K-pop. I don't know why. I'm not gonna really too much harp on about it. But I've been more switching out to metalcore and stuff like that, like the heavy metal scene, shit like that. And especially when I hang out with my grandparents a lot too, like listen to like classic rock, like Zeppelin, stuff like that. But it's like difference wise, for me, in terms of like the alcohol, I'm not saying I'm very picky, but I have my favorites. He has his, even though I do like to poke a little fun.
On me every fucking time you get, dude.
Oh yeah, but like, because that's basically watered down beer.
No, it is not watered down. It doesn't even taste watered down.
Out of the way. It's kind of funny too, and I know that's gonna really shock some people, but I actually kind of like funny enough, at my uncle's pride party, I actually had a couple White Claw watermelon flavored. It's like it's not that bad. Like all it is pretty much an alcoholic version of seltzer water. That's basically what it is.
Bro, you drink fucking White Claws?
Like, damn. I mean, unless you give me like I don't do like the normal. Like, I usually try to go like the flavored shit.
Yeah.
Like the straight up White Claw, absolutely not. I need some sort of flavoring. Because they didn't really have the alcohol. I mean, Corona, in terms of beers, Corona's my go-to. Like, I can have it with or without the lime. But that's
for me, I do Bud Light, I do the Stone Cold beer.
Great fucking beer.
The fucking Broken Skull, I love that beer. Shout out to Stone Cold for that one. I do some wine coolers here and there. Not gonna lie. Do a little bit of wine coolers here and there.
Which brand of wine cooler is this?
Like Seagram's.
Oh, so you're going to be joining the boat with Ghoulie of the boat of sadness.
I do say like, there's nothing wrong with Seagram's. I mean, they're a good brand, but
I haven't tasted Seagram's in years.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember of Seagram's brand wise is fucking ginger ale, and that tastes like fucking garbage.
Dude, when Seagram's tried to do the fucking ginger ale market, yeah, that shit was ass.
Yeah, it was just bad.
Their alcohol market is really good.
Oh, it's great.
It's great stuff.
Ginger ale wise, Canada Dry, always my number one.
I'm not really a fan of ginger ale, so I'm like,
unless you're fucking sick, because good lord, that's when you know.
Oh, even when I'm fucking sick, I avoid ginger ale.
What?
I'm not a fan of ginger ale. It's terrible to me.
No, that's understandable, but still, that's really surprising.
Not really. I hate ginger ale. I hate that shit to a passion. The fucking hospital tried to give that to me. I didn't even drink that shit. I'm like, nah, give me juice. I don't want that shit.
Juice what? God.
Juice, I could do orange juice, apple. I honestly started getting to that I think it was like cran strawberry shit or whatever. Fucking awesome. Tastes like freaking strawberry.
I just started drinking cranberry juice.
I can't do straight up cranberry juice. I have to have that strawberry cran one.
That's understandable. For me, I like it's prune juice is where I draw the line. Because if you give me prune juice,
I've never had prune juice. That's
all I gotta say is that shit that will legitimately make you shit. Yeah. I'm just gonna let that.
Root beer, I don't really hate root beer.
I'm very picky when it comes to the root beer.
For me, it's gotta be Mug or Barks.
Yeah,
Gotta be Mug,
and especially
has to be
too
Mug
when you make it a
or
root beer
Barks.
float. Because
What the
I
hell did
couldn't.
you tag me in? Hold on.
Well, who tagged you in what?
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
Dude. Fucking yo. I'm gonna have to send this to you because freaking he made a fucking edit of
Oh
Drew
my Lord.
McIntyre. I have to send this shit to you. She tagged me in it. I have to send it to you later because we're streaming right now. So you're gonna have to wait on it.
Oh, hang on.
You got the fucking edit?
I got it. I got the photo. All you had.
do is leave.
I'm done. Shout out our another good.
Shout out, Key, bro. I'm done.
I mean, she did say she was going to make it on a shirt. But and that's another thing too. It's like and I remember drinking. I think it might have been Barks. For some reason, as soon as I got older, I kind of grew out of root beer because the only time I will ever have is for a root beer float, that sort of thing. Like I said, generally, I'll only have it when I'm sick and shit like that. Because I can tell you one time, I think this was other 20. This is probably 09 or 2010, one winter, to the point where I had a I somehow caught a bad stomach bug to the point where I had a Rubbermaid bucket, which is it's not a really big one, but it was a decent sized Rubbermaid bucket, a 2-liter Canada Dry ginger ale, because boy, and I was having the sweats when I had.
I remember when I got my COVID shots. Yes, I'm a COVID shot person. Okay, don't dog me on it.
Me, I had no other choice because I work in healthcare.
For me, I didn't really. I mean, I had a choice, but like, it was around Thanksgiving and shit. So I was like, if I'm gonna be around people,
Yeah, because
like
you never know like who's sick or not.
In the height of this like COVID thing that was going around, this is like 2021. It was still the height of it. I had to get a shot. Yo, that second shot fucked me up.
Oh, I
got up sweating. I had to get up to go to the bathroom. So I was getting up, I'm walking, I'm spinning, dizzy as hell. And then I'm literally just like army crawling back to my room. Cause I couldn't walk back to my fucking room because of the fucking I'm sweating. I'm running a fucking fever. I am sick like a dog that day. I'm like, yeah. So that entire Thanksgiving, I didn't even go out. I was in my bed, dying. Like I was.
The only time that's ever happened to me was when my second shot, because when you get into the health into working healthcare, whether it's at a hospital or a nursing home, you need to require 2 COVID shots. The second one, I kid you not, and I texted Tyler this too before. This is way before.
You texted me. You're like, my body hurts. I'm like, damn.
No, it literally, if my body feels like it was tearing itself apart. It's like feeling my UCL, the UCL ligament in my elbows.
RQ, I already said it was 2021, brother. It's 2021, the height of the COVID era. It was like right after I moved. It was right after I moved. It was around Thanksgiving of that year. I didn't have COVID. It was just like I was just sick because of the shot.
I did at one point. I actually did because my mom had it. Unfortunately, I got exposed to it. So I mean, and I had to miss 5 days of work, and that sucked. Right. That was, but luckily, even though, like I said, going back to my second COVID shot, even the booster was actually going to start kicking my ass too.
Dude, I didn't get the booster. I just got like the 2 shots.
Like I said,
that second shot really was like,
yeah, it made me.
The first shot I was fine. I'm like, my arm hurts, but that's it. But then like the second shot.
Oh yeah, the second shot's where it's the worst. You can feel a lot, like you're sweating. It feels you gotta get.
As soon as I woke up, it hit me like I ran through a fucking brick wall. Like it was terrible.
Oh yeah, for me, it felt like someone was like tearing my body from limb. Because because of the body aches.
Yeah, like some people like, but here's the thing though, she might have not had it because it was like you have different symptoms and they still call it COVID.
I mean,
Like
COVID nowadays it's
COVID,
just
they understand what it is now, so it's like
yeah, you're
not phased
lucky.
to your, not phased to your. Yeah, you're lucky because some people they're not phased by
I said
it.
the one shot I hated before the COVID shots. Fucking when you get I always have to get an updated tetanus shot. That shit feels like your arm feels like it's fucking with lead. When
For me, I didn't have to update my tetanus.
I had to.
I didn't have to.
Because after I slashed my hand through a cheap ass mirror, I had to get a tetanus shot, and it felt like my arm was filled with lead because it felt so damn heavy.
Well, that's because you smashed your fucking head through a fucking window, you dummy.
Hand, not my head. Even though, yes, I did have
hand. I said hand.
Yeah, because I don't know if you can see it because I had a cut near my thumb.
That's on you. That's on you. You smashed your damn hand.
Funny, Tyler. This is the funny thing too. I didn't do nothing to it because it was so. Cause it's one of those cheap ass mirrors you buy at fucking Walmart like for $5-10, that sort of thing.
But still, you're the dumbass that fucking smashed your hand through a fucking mirror.
Well, first of all, if I was that, because Tyler, look, I will case you not. If I was so like, if I had one of my anger moments, yeah, I would definitely be that stupid dumbass that had to punch a mirror. But no, my family, we're an free accident waiting to happen. Whether it's I'll tell you this. There's a couple stories I want to talk about this too. My great grandmother, I mean, and she likes the positive side of life. Oh shit. Hang on. Hang on.
You're trying not to fucking die laughing.
No, because okay. So the story is my great grandmother, you know, I think she was staying over my grandparents at one point. She was coming down the third floor, and yes, the steps to get up the third floor was a little bit tight. I kid you not. I thought because I was at my grandparents at the time too, so I heard like a thump and shit like that. So I think never thought too much of it. So we got up there just to make sure she was okay. Turns out she had to put her ass in plaster. I kid you not. She left an imprint in the wall when she busted her ass in the plaster wall.
You just see ass cheeks in the wall.
No, exactly. That's basically what happened. Because when you live in, and Tard, you know this better than anybody, and you got to test this too. Living in row homes, you have plaster walls. It's not
Yeah, you have row homes, you have plaster walls. Like there was like
she didn't. And that's the funny thing too. She never got hurt. That's the funny thing. Like she never hurt herself, but she somehow tripped. Never got hurt, but somehow put her ass through the wall. I don't know how that fucking happens. And another story too. This is my second. This is from my aunt Melissa, which I call her Saucy for short. So, oh god, I wish I could should show this on camera, or get this on camera because she has I was not under tendency of tripping, but like I said, she's not the most nimble on her feet. So, like she normally does, I don't know why she freaking wears flip flops going up and down the stairs. Kid you not, like she coming down, and we heard a really loud thump. She like literally, the only thing she came out of that was a broken fucking toe out of that, despite tripping to the point where no, because like she,
damn,
like because look, Tyler, our family are mostly similar. Like if you fuck up, we're gonna find a way to bust your balls,
bro.
And that's how.
Let me segue that off of what happened to me, and it's still fucking hilarious to me. I'm walking. I'm already here, right? This is like a year ago, I think. At this point, this was last year. It was either a year ago or 2 years ago. I'm not sure. I think it was.
A year.
It was a year ago. So I'm walking to the kitchen to like get something to eat or drink or whatever, or some shit like that. Or it might have been me getting up to get coffee. My foot goes, and all right, give me Rob, shut up.
I'm sorry. It's
no.
Oh,
so
God.
my one foot, right? I have socks on, right? My one foot. I can't get through this damn story because of you.
All right, let me see. Let me
My
just calm
one
down.
foot is on the hardwood floor. I have hardwood floors, right? And so my okay, Rob.
I'm just trying.
That's fucking making me fucking crack up. But so my foot's on the hardwood. One half of my foot's on the hardwood. One half my left foot's on the hardwood.
I'm sorry.
And next thing, but all right, let me fast forward this. All right, I'm going to get me some coffee. All right. My one foot is on. I can't get through it. No, my one foot is.
I'm
on
just
the
gonna say,
hardwood
calm
floor.
down.
My one foot's on the fucking hardwood. My other foot's on the fucking carpet. My living room has carpet. My kitchen has hardwood. Right. My left foot goes whoop to the side. I fall forward. I land directly on my knees. Luckily, it wasn't worse. My mom's sitting there, looking at me the entire time, cracking the fuck up. I'm cracking the fuck up too, because that was fucking hilarious. But she's sitting there. I'm like, you really wish you had the camera, didn't you? Your camera ready, didn't you? She was like, yup.
And that's the thing too. And like I said, me and Tyler.
I promptly got up and walked to make me some coffee.
Oh damn! Sorry, it got really fucking dark outside my bedroom window because it looks like it's about to fucking rain. Like it's not even 6 o'clock yet because by the sun really doesn't go down until around like 8. Or I would say what?
Yeah. For up here, it's like it's super bright out still, but I have this light on because it gets dark in my room, even though it's like light out.
But yeah, like I said, me and Tyler, our families are kind of similar, or pretty much similar.
If somebody falls in our family, we just look at each other, laugh first, and ask if we're okay later.
That's basically how it is too.
Unless it's like super catastrophic and you like break a leg or some shit. But then again, my family would still laugh.
But other than that, though, I mean, it's like I said, the
Like,
last.
But let's just keep it going for a little bit more.
I mean, it's not bad. It's been an hour 48.
Let's give the people an introduction into our lives and shit, right? So I was born obviously 26 years ago, April 29th, 98. I'm from Rhode Island. Used to be from Jersey. Used to be from South Carolina. But you already know that. I have a disability called spina bifida. That affects the spine. Obviously. Affects my walking at times. And also affects, going to the bathroom normally as a normal human being. I have to use different things to help go to the bathroom. If you know what I'm talking about, like medical procedures and shit. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to give you like an introduction into my life there and like my disability and shit. Not looking for pity. I'm just saying I have a disability. If y'all didn't know that, fun fact. But if you want to talk about like your backstory, like that's all the shit, you can go right ahead, bro.
Well, goddamn, it is.
No, all right, but
yeah, I mean, for those who are kind of know about me, I'm sorry, but this story is really distracting me. I'm sorry. Oh my lordy. It's really windy and yeah, it's oh, Jesus. Well, that's
you better check that phone if there's a freaking tornado warning. Cause Jesus,
I doubt it. My phone would tell me there's a tornado warning, but I doubt it. Yeah. It looks like your normal windy summer. Sorry, remember like the windy summer storms we usually would see outside of our bedroom.
Bro, I get those on like occasion. I think I got like a thunderstorm last night. It was like I'm currently overnight. Woke me up around like 5. I think it was like not. Oh, I was awake, but if I were asleep, it probably woke me up. All you hear is boom from the fucking thunder last night.
No, oh yeah, and
like
that's another thing too.
4 o'clock in the morning when that happened. But to stop distracting you for a minute, like.
But yeah, for me, like I was.
Like introduce yourself to people.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I put it too. 27 years ago on March 28th, my face comes on this world. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm pushing 30. Um, but that's here and there. And little fun fact, actually, I was born in Camden City, so technically, I was born in Camden. Right, even though technically even though that's another technicality for its own. And people look like I'm freaking crazy. Yeah, I was legitimately born in Camden at Lady Lord's Hospital on a Good Friday. For those who are religious out there. But like I said, I mean, for me, like I don't like with Tyler. Like I'm, I may look normal on the inside or on the outside, but on the inside though, like the way I could describe it's like having because look, I've dealt with high functioning autism. I'm part of the on the ASD, the autism spectrum disorder. Jesus Christ, that's a fucking mouthful. And also, yeah, deal with ADHD because and at times do suffer mental strokes because when my brain decides to fucking short circuit itself, I don't
And
last.
also, we saw about to storm, like
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
like squirrel. Hi there. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, and
I
then
love you, squirrel. Fucking love that movie.
but like I said, it's not like I said. My life has been, I would say, it has not been that bad. It's been up and down at times. Like I said, the South, they really, well, just with the schooling down there, never really did much for me in terms of getting the extra help that I needed. So I had to come back up here and had to, I would say, in a way, kind of see you get diagnosed, that I was autistic, especially on the higher functioning side of the spectrum. Um, dealt with ADHD. I had took many different medications. So that was that was freaking nuts because and I remember this clearly too. Like I took like 5 different pills every morning before school. Let's see if I can remember. I think I remember 3 out of the 5. I think it might have been 4. I could not remember. But in terms of the 3 that I remember is Sutera, Zoloft, and Focalin. So the ones of 3 that I usually would take. But usually, anytime when I had my Focalin refilled, it was about this big. May not be a lot, but that shit was fucking thick. And I had to take it down with I usually take it down my medicine down with milk because I hate taking it with water. Nowadays, not so much because before, good lord, every time when I usually get headaches sometimes. Yeah, but other than that though, like I said, my life's not really that special. Other than the fact that currently retired from baseball. I mean, it's kind of crazy now, which is weird because now I'm actually fully retired from baseball in a way. Um, saw my cousin before the clip. My cousin won the sectional championship for Gloucester, which in a way like I was 50-50 with it. Like one half I was happy, but at the same time too I was bummed out because it's like our best chance before up to this year was 2016. And I can remember this clearly. We completely somehow collapsed in the postseason. And it's funny because I never told anybody about this because like I've always and I've been on some pretty good teams over the years, but we somehow always fell short. It's like, and it really does bug me to the point where it's like I legitimately, I kid you not, call myself the Joel Embiid of baseball because I could never get past the first or the second round until a couple of years ago when we completely fucking shit the bed in the championship in my men's baseball league, and we just fucked around. It's like, and after that, I think that was last year. Um, yeah, going in the and this kind of really told me that my career is pretty much was done. Is when unfortunately, after spending I think 4 or 5 years with the Colt 45s, and actually they pretty much cut me, and it really bugged me out because that's the one team I played well. I mean, I've been in the league for a while, but that was the one steady team that I played with the last 4 to 5 years, give or take. Could have had my 6th this season, but unfortunately, that was never the case. Tried finding the new team, and that was to no avail. Could have started my own team, but it was too damn expensive. It's like I pretty much just hung up the spikes and just pretty much just called it end of the day. Because I think at that point, it hurt me a little bit because I still love the game to this day. It just, just my, yeah. And you're probably wondering, yeah, you probably retired in the primary career. In a way, yeah, by today's standards, but when you take it from me, for someone who has not, has started later than everybody else, never played. I mean, the highest in terms of highest competition was high school. But it's just one of those things. It's like, and I told people a lot of this too. It's like, and even some of the younger kids, and look, I don't know, like I do miss playing, but at times, but it's just like I don't know whoever else needs me. So that, and like I said, there was a lot of indicators like that told me it's like, I think it's just best to retire and just step away for a while, and that was pretty much about it.
With me, I didn't really dabble in the sports at all because of my disability. Of course, I can't play sports, but in Gloucester High, the school that we went to, 2012, my final year there. We had like this remember that sports meeting that we had?
Yeah.
When we first became freshmen and we were like, oh, they're talking about varsity sports, and I go, and I was and the football coach at the time, he asked if anybody has any questions. I raised my hand and I go, how am I gonna join with my disability that I have? Like, what can I do to chip in with the sports side of the school? He looks me dead in my face and goes, and he says with a stern tone, "Come see me." It was like, I think it was like, he was like, "Come see me after school or come see me during your lunch." One of those two, if I remember correctly. I think it was lunch.
I think it might have been lunch.
I think I had I think it was like a teacher's aide or you at the time take me to the coach's office, which was like situated like somewhere. I forgot where it was situated, but it was like near the gym or something. And we went to his office and we talked. He goes, all right, so the plan is going to be, you can't go to the away games, of course, because, well, we can't figure out a way for you to get there. And with the disability, you'll need help and all that other stuff. I understand. Fully, I understand. He goes, you can come to all the home games and be like, our personal mascot in a sense.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know later on, which I thought was super fucking cool, that he did this, right? I'm in this was math classes. You were there. You were there, man. This is like
I remember.
All you hear is from the door, right? I look over, I'm like, all right, what's this about? Because as soon as I hear the knocking on the door, I see the nurse and she's looking right at me. The math teacher, the math teacher's aide who was the wrestling coach too. I forgot.
Oh yeah, Mr. McConnell, if I remember correctly.
Mr. McConnell. He opened the door, and the nurse beelines right to me. Right.
I think that might have been Miss Stewart, if I remember correct. Good Lord.
Miss Stewart and Mr. McCollum's class. It was math class. Didn't like Miss Stewart. She hated my ass.
No, that's Miss Peaker you're talking about. Miss Stewart's the nurse. Is the school nurse.
Miss Stewart was the nurse. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the other teacher.
Oh, that's Miss Peak you're talking about. She's a total bitch.
She fucking hated me.
Yeah.
But so Miss Stewart walks right to me, right? She hands me a fucking jersey.
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
And everybody starts fucking applauding, Like this was like if you were there with me, you would think this was a scene in a fucking movie,
Yeah.
and I was the main fucking star. But
I
yeah,
mean,
everybody
if I
starts
would have to
fucking
put a
clapping. I go, holy shit, this is cool. And ever since I was on that, I was technically on the football team without playing.
yeah, I mean, as you said it before, like all the medical shit you had to go through, like really kind of hindered you for that.
But I still fucking found a way to win in that year,
Yeah,
dude.
that's true.
But yeah, I did that happened, and that was a cool experience in high school and shit like that. Cause I'm like, wow, I'm a part of a fucking sports team in high school. Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean, and look, and that's the thing too. Like, you don't really have to be an athlete to do anything contribute. And I've learned that too. Like, there's other ways to contribute because I coached the Brawlers a couple of years before I had to step away, and I've learned a lot from Chad Zierfoss too. Another one of the probably the best coach I had since my high school career in terms of baseball coaches. Um, but it's just, and that's
It,
the thing too. And for me, and I don't think I really told Tyler, I've never really told you this. I've always had my. It's weird because like I'm a somewhat of a competitor, but at times too, I do have my self
you
doubts
told me
about
that.
myself.
You told me that. You told me
Like,
everything about that, man.
and I think for those who want to know, yeah, I've always have doubted myself. Because
There were
being like,
times where I'm like, dude, breathe, calm down, because I think it was like freshman year was like your yip year, I think,
that was my sophomore
or,
year.
or what like. I think freshman year you were kind of struggling a little bit too, and you were getting more
I was
down.
struggling to find my rhythm, but I still got it going after I think the fourth or the fifth game in. It just took me a while because
Like
I
for 3 games, you were like, "Man, I don't know if I have it anymore." I'm like, "Dude, calm down. You're just in a
that's
rut in this game." Like players often go through this shit. Like just work through it and try to get better.
well, and that's the thing too, and it was not, and plus I was also transitioning from little league all the way to like junior varsity sort of
Like
thing.
you
So,
never like that's the thing. Everybody's transferring into from little league to junior varsity. They're not playing middle school ball. Like they're
but
playing
from
middle school ball.
and like I said, even now, like I look back, like I said, my senior, I really didn't really do much, and it really does suck because it's like I didn't want to see how my because look, academically, my junior and my senior years of academically were probably, and yes, my junior year was my better athletically year too. But in terms of academics, senior year was probably one of my better years that I've had. Obviously, more than my junior year in school. But when it came to, and I remember like this clear as day too, and I still think about this. As soon as senior year came around, I had a feeling it's like, yeah, I'm going to have to be on varsity, which it's not going to do much for me because
You
at
you
best,
you were telling me. Yeah, I think we were still in contact senior year, and you were telling me,
I was
dude,
dreading
I
my
don't like
senior
varsity. Dude, I don't like
because
varsity.
I never belonged on varsity. I've
Yeah, you were telling
never.
me I don't belong in this. I'm like, if you feel like you don't belong in this, talk to the coach and ask for release from the team or whatever,
Or at least just send me back down. It's
or
like,
send you back to junior.
and unfortunately, the problem was they wanted to, but they really, seniors can, and from my understanding, because this has because when I remember when Doberman was there, I think I'm in my I think I'm in my sophomore year if I remember correctly. Um, that you know he needed to come down to JV for a little bit, get some reps in before he gets back up to varsity, and I kept that as a mental note, knowing that because like I said, and I'll tell you, I'll say this on firsthand account, like like stuck out like a sore thumb on varsity because and I don't know, people are congratulate, like, and my family try to be positive. And look, and I appreciate my family being positive. And then I got my varsity. But in reality, I didn't earn the damn thing. Like that shit feels fraudulent to me. And it's like, because for me, like, and I told people a lot of this too. Like, at best, I'm a JV player. It's always who I have been, and always has been like that for years. And there are times, I actually wanted to quit. I kid you not. I wanted to quit the sport because it's like, you know, I don't know. Like, it was during my senior year though.
That's all it just comes down to. It just didn't fit you.
Honestly, and it's what's crazy about that too. Like, I didn't speak to anybody on that team my senior year. I stayed away, try to stay away from far away from everybody as I possibly can on in that dugout because I did not want to speak a single goddamn word to them. Not because they're and I know they were trying their best to help, but I just kind of just blew them off. Like, I was in that headspace at the point where it's like I just didn't want to be there. That was the thing. Because it's like, and I remember this too. I remember Ryan Brown. I actually snapped at him, like in an almost angry way possible. It's like, like literally almost screamed, "Leave me alone!" And everybody saw that too. It's like, man, like I'm one of those people. Like, if I'm not in the right headspace, just don't bug me. And I remember him, and it sucked too. Even in the postseason too. It's like, yeah, I got one start here and there, especially the one regular season game for varsity. That didn't really go too well. I had one hit for that, and that was before we went to the playoffs against as the 16th seed. And that was against Wildwood, who I think my memory serves me right. I think they were like I think they're 8th or the 9th. I think they might be the 10th seed if I remember correctly, because number 1 was Haddon Heights. But because and look, I'm not the type of person that holds grudges, but in certain cases, I had to hold a slight grudge against Galbraith too. For it's been over 8 years since I've been out of high school, and seeing, like I said, I'm happy for my cousin Aiden.
Yeah, you went through some shit.
Like, I went through some really deep shit, and knowing that I'm happy to see my cousin Aiden win a championship, but I'm thinking it's like, we probably had the best team fielded in 2016, and we just somehow got beat by a crappy new Egypt team that just came out, and their season ended right then and there, and that fucking sucked because
you can't really dwell on it. All you can do is congratulate the new team to do it. That did it, but that's all you can do.
Yeah, but at the same time too, Tyler, it still bugs me.
I know it still bugs you, but you
I can't. Like, I'm not the person. Yeah, I
can't
move
just
on.
Dwell on the past. It happened.
I mean, the closest I could have had tasting championship glory was last year. But like I said, that Colt 45 scene that we had, we completely just fucked around and got blew out in both games. So either way, I pretty much just ended off as like, not really ended off just not having a championship. That was one of my goals in my career, was to win a championship. Yeah, I mean, the tough losses, I would say the one tough loss that's not a tough loss, but it was very competitive. And then against Stratford, Durham Mountie from Little League. They were completely the better team, for that matter. But still, it really did, because, I think this was, about 12, 13 years old at the time, because by that time, it's funny because, it's like, okay, we're in like the same season for like the Little League World Series and whatnot. Me, on the other hand, like I said, being a late bloomer that I was, unfortunately, I never got to really do that type of shit, because for me, I had to do this the hard way and learn to pitch from 60 feet 6 inches and 90 feet base paths. Where other, like, especially some of the broader teams that I've coached the last couple of years, they had it much easier than I did. But I think my last year with them, I kind of helped that team kind of try to slight transition to, playing on bigger dimensions, that sort of thing. And I don't know. Like I just feel like sometimes I like. There's a lot of times I think about this most nights. I feel like I wish I could have done more in my career. I mean, could have had a championship last year. Was a second round exit a couple years prior to the Expos. I mean, I don't know. My career was just it was just up and down. It was just rocky. I had coaches tell me, I couldn't make it as a
Look at some,
pitcher and shit like that. Just
look
my
at some of the best players in the game. Like they've had rocky careers. It happens. Things like that happen. But you
true,
can't
but at the
really
same time too,
but
late.
you can't really dwell on it, man. You can't.
No, because I don't really dwell on it. I just think,
It
and
sounds like you're dwelling on it. That's the thing. You're thinking about something that already happened, and it's out of your control now, man.
I mean, still, but it's like,
And plus, it's sports. Like, will any of this? Will any of this ever matter? Like,
I mean, not
it's
really,
a
but
sport. Like,
yeah, but
look at the year. Like, we made it to the playoffs. The football team. Yeah, I didn't play, so I am like I can't relate that much. But I was part of a team that could have made it to the damn championship game. It
because
didn't happen.
I've been to the championship game once in my third, actually, yeah, in my
Hell, me as a
14-year
coach,
career.
dude, when I was coaching like a low league team or low league like pee wee football team that one year in 2020,
Yeah,
I went 1-2.
honestly,
Like,
for me, as a coach, I never really count the wins and losses anyway.
but the thing is, I don't really count them. But still, it's still a thing though because like I'm not saying like, oh, I should have coached that little team better and shit like that. Like,
Well, me
no,
coaching wise, like I had no issues because like I took what I've learned over the years and tried my and kind of explain it and kind of have my own philosophy on it, which is kind of weird to say.
yeah. But here's how I coached the team, right? Like I didn't call the plays or anything like that, right? I was more of like the talker, like yeah, you guys can do it and shit like that, right? So when it was time to do like the halftime speech thing, coaches do, I would talk to the kids and be like, all right, you had a great first half. Let's kick it up a notch in the second half and shit like that. And also, while the kids are on the sideline, I take time to talk to them about this, like the game and shit like that. Like, all right, man, if you run this route or if you do this, you do that, you should be golden. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like I teach them the game and I teach them how it would work and how to get better in a sense. Even though I
I mean
never
you and
played
I.
myself, I know the game enough to know how to get better.
I mean, take it. I mean, look for me. I mean, my primary. I mean, yeah. I mean, I did. It's kind of funny because I'm one of those coaches that actually did go above and beyond. Because before, yeah, I was just like a normal pitch coach. I got brought on as a pitch coach and help how other because these were like 12-year-old. Tyler, when I tell you when some of these 12-year-olds are taller than me, I said these cannot be like 12, 13-year-old. So
12-year-olds scared the shit out of me
because
because they're
it's
tall.
like
Like,
damn.
who? Like, what the hell are your parents feeding you?
And it's kind of crazy too. I mean, as a pitch coach, I actually and I remember this clearly. I talked to Scott Lynch about this too because I remember he was a tall, not say lanky, but this kid had some weight on him, like learning because he was in this really weird rut to the point where like I don't want to say anything at the time. I didn't want to say anything, but just kind of keep an observation. So like in ways like he kind of was dropping his back hip a little bit to the point where he's like kind of get underneath and just not really doing too much with it. And it's kind of crazy from a guy that for me I suck at hitting, giving a
Yeah,
little
like
bit of
that one, the one hit you fucking hit, I fucking went
yeah.
freaking nuts.
Oh yeah, funny enough, like that. Oh yeah, because that one hit, like I said, that was I think yeah, that was before. And Wildwood was no slouch of a team either, from my understanding. Um, but in terms of the brawlers, though, like I was not the kind of the right guy giving hitting of lessons to or advice to. But since then, Scotty Lynch, and this kid also was also a quarterback too when he played football too, because he had that the size for it. But this kid was start going on a home. I kid you not. I think this kid was, and yes, this was at the time of they were using like these composite. This is before I think this is before they went literally went to USSSA at the time. Or no, I'm sorry, no, this was when they went to USA. Before they were using like triple USA bats at the time. So this kid would start going on like a 4 to 5 game home run hitting streak at times. Because it's just one simple adjustment. And yes, for a guy that who had oh god 3 career hits in my career. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I think 4. One of them was a homer. Could have had 2 had I not hit the fence in little league. So that was something. So, I but see, and that's for me. It's like I'm at this point in my career, and like I said, I've been doing this since 2011 because I didn't start freshman year of high school baseball in 2012. So I've been doing this, yeah, Jesus Christ, 13 years. So it's since I was a 14, which is crazy to beyond belief.
Yeah, but for me though, like the only thing that I've done in sports was coach, like 1 year, and it was like I only coached like 3 games, and it was like I went 1-2,
Yeah.
and I did that, and then I just was done with like just doing like something sports related in that sense, After that,
Well, it was kind of crazy too because
after that,
me starting my me and my pop, me and my grandfather, we're still not out of it on creating our own team. Had you not moved, I would have brought you on my coaching staff. I would have brought you on my coaching staff.
I but here's the thing, I'm not really a good coach because I never pitched, I never hit. I don't know the mechanics of either. Like that's the thing. So I probably would have declined anyway because I'm like I'm not really good at that part, that aspect of it.
And then again, at the same time too, you don't want to get your plus you're also going every Sunday, fucking Sunday morning, so that doesn't help either.
And
So
I am not getting up at Sundays every fucking morning just to coach it.
yeah, and I
Like,
realize that too. But
so I probably would have declined anyway if I was
yeah,
still
either way,
having
there
it.
was a lot of things. But and it's kind of funny because we're trying to not say base. So yeah, so I mean, it's still not out of the question yet. But I think we're putting up that
Now, at
off.
some point in my life, like I would like to go back to coaching youth football. That'd be really cool.
It's a
Um,
possibility.
but I just don't know where to look and shit like that up here. But eventually, I would want to go and coach youth football because I had a lot of fun doing that, helping the young kids learn the game of football and just love the game of football. Love
Oh
playing it
yeah.
because I love to watch it. I love to, um, you know, I would love to play it, but I can't because of my disability. But I would like to see other kids love the game, love to play it, and play the
And
game.
it's kind of funny that you mentioned that too. Like I'm still. It's been 8 years. I actually, I kid you not. I actually second guessed myself out of playing high school football at Gloucester
Man,
High.
you could have been a monster fucking
Yeah.
linebacker or something.
Well, I'm actually trying. Well, that
Or a
thing is the
lineman.
thing
You
is
would have
to,
been a fucking lineman.
yeah.
Like
Like I
D
said, I'm
line.
too slow to be a linebacker. That's the
You'd be a
thing.
D line. You'd be D line, probably, or O line.
My brother could have kept playing, but unfortunately, what kept him,
The
unfortunately,
heart
had
thingy,
high blood pressure is what did.
high blood pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that was just.
I remember like at a school dance that one time he came up to me and he's like, "Thank you." I go, "For what?" And he's like, "You inspired me by you joining the team like a couple years ago." This was like 2014 when I came back. I
Yeah,
never like
somehow
candy
you still
corn
pull the
either.
fucking ladies for God knows
Bro,
what reason.
all right, so let's get to that. Okay, let's get to that. Since we're
So
on
I
the
don't
whole
think we harped on that.
chick magnet thing, I don't know what happened with that. Like in high school, I don't know how the fuck I was a chick magnet, but I was. I don't know how the fuck I was. Like it just happened. All right, so we talked about this episode 1, but if you don't know, I'm gonna retell this story, right?
Yeah, I think we should retell the story.
This is the same fucking dance that your brother said thank you for fucking
Yeah, I remember.
winning team, right? Same dance. Shout out to my cousin Sam who invited me to go to this homecoming. Because if she didn't, this wouldn't have happened.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be telling the story.
So I'm sitting there talking to Rob, right? This random female, random student, right? I knew she was. I saw her around. She was like she's around my age, right? And because I seen her around in school, I never really talked to her, so I didn't know who this was. Apparently, she knew me from I don't know how the fuck. All right. She comes over to me and goes, "You want to dance?" I go,
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
She goes
and
under
me and
your
my brother's
brakes.
expression.
She goes under your brakes for a minute, right? I go, and before I got a chance to wheel, she grabs the fucking
Oh yeah,
chair,
me and my
pulls
yeah,
me along. I look back,
and me and my brother Christopher was like, "What the fuck just
dude,
happened?"
dude. I look back at you, mouth gaped, eyes wide the fuck open.
Oh yeah, I did. That's like you motherfucker. But I think oh god, I think that. Oh wait, that's right. I remember. Okay,
And then
I
I
think I
go,
remember.
dude, what the
I think I
fuck?
did had a no. That
Hold
was my
on,
freshman
but
year.
this is the funny part. I look back and I go, what the fuck? And you're like, you just fucking shrug your shoulders. Like, well,
There you go.
I mean, there you go. And then I go, and then she dances. And then here's the part that fucking stunned me. Kiss on the cheek, whispers, thank you for the dance, walks away.
Yeah.
I stunned silence. I'm looking at the ground because I am stunned. Right.
Well, and funny thing is too, it's like that year, that was my sophomore year of high school. That time I didn't bring a date that time. Because the year before I actually brought Aaron with me. That was really short lived for what it was.
I still talk to Aaron, by the way. I still talk to her.
I I've been out of touch with her for a while because
she just followed me on TikTok too. She just followed me on there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So she's still around, man. She's still around. Don't worry.
I know. Unfortunately, her sister, and I feel bad. Like her sister, was it Paige? Yeah, it was Paige. Unfortunately, before I got kicked off, or this is because yeah, I kid you not, I had the thing for Erin in my freshman year.
Dude, I was dogging you. I'm like, dude, fucking say something to her, dude.
No, I think that was no, I'm sorry, but that was Peyton you were dogging me on. That was my junior year, if I remember. No,
it wasn't. I remember.
Oh, yeah, I think it was
freshman year. You told me you had a crush on fucking Erin. I'm like, talk to her.
I did. I mean, despite asking her out, she said yes and shit like that to the dance.
And
but
then
nothing.
You were like, she said yes. I'm like, told you.
I mean, and plus what I did the next day, I actually legitimately brought her flowers to school the next day. So
you were like, look what I got here, and I go, yo, you were in, bro.
But after that, nothing really developed after that. Come to find out that she also had a boyfriend at the time too. It's like, fuck.
You're like, oh, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, it happens, bro. Don't worry about it. But here's the thing with that dance though. Like, but back to that, it was like I'm like head down the ground, right, stunned, and I went, did you see that? And you're like, I saw everything. I'm like, what?
Because it's like nowadays, it's like, and yes, and Tara can attest to too. I had a bad way of talking to girls and shit like that before.
Put it this way. For a wrestling fan, I'm Dom, and that was Liv Morgan, in a sense, but without all the
Yeah.
sexual shit. Just that.
But and I will say this too, though, and especially the 5 year reunion, which somehow Tyler
I got invited to that, but I was
and
bummed
you
out because it was on the same day I was moving.
that's it. But
I was like,
and,
damn.
and look, I don't really keep a lot of secrets
And I'll
in.
shout
Look,
out and I'll shout out. I'm gonna shout out Nicole DeMarco because she fucking was the one that invited me. It was out of the blue,
oh
out of the
yeah,
fucking blue. Hey, we have this 5 year reunion. Want to come? I go. I can't. I'm moving.
but I went on not just for myself, but also on behalf of Tyler too. In a
Yeah,
sense,
you were like, I'll go with you, and I'll just drink. I'll just drink a lot more
even
for
though that's
you, bro.
real,
I'm like, all right.
even though that's real, the night. Like literally, I didn't get home. I kid you not, I didn't get home until almost 2:45 because I was drinking.
You were drinking for the both of us. I respect you for
Yeah,
that, bro. But but that's the thing. But that's the thing. Like, I'm like, damn. I looked at pictures like you posted on. I'm like, damn. I could have rekindled relationship with
pretty
all these
much.
fucking people. Like
And even
most of the people that were in that picture, I stopped talking to because it was like, it's not that we just like fell off or
like you
like
had a
we.
different perspective on them.
It wasn't a different perspective. It was like I just stopped talking to them. Like after high school, I just
Yeah,
stopped.
I was
And
kind of and
and it's not the fault of it's not fault of them. I love them to death. I just
I mean,
drifted
it's just
drifted from them, you know.
yeah. I mean, which it tends to happen after high school. Like we all drift our separate ways.
Yeah.
But I can clearly remember this too, even though it's probably the fact that I was fucking almost shit faced drunk at the time because I was on my third screwdriver at the time.
Them things sneak up on you. I told you already. Them
No,
things
dude,
sneak
I
up
kid you
on
not. I didn't. I got buzzed after the first one. Of course, my Irish ass is like, let's go for two more.
you.
And I was
Fuck it. Let's go for 3.
and overall, I had three
Bro.
screwdrivers. And this is before, and God rest Highland, because unfortunately, I found out he actually committed suicide.
Yeah. But
So, but he was my drinking. Well, at the time, he was my driving buddy. He was my somewhat designated driver. We had a couple Coronas and whatnot. I talked to Peyton a couple times. Explained, like
dude, she was. I heard the story from you, like when you were just talking to me, and she acted in the most sweetest way to you.
and she
Tell
knew
the
it
story.
too. That I had the
She
thing
was
for it,
so
but it's
sweet
like
about it.
because no one because I always had this thinking, and like I said, a guy like me and a girl like her, that was never gonna really work because I
She's
had
like
this like this.
way out of your league, like
Yeah,
way.
I had that stereotypical. She's that way at like every cheesy high school
She's
movie
way
you
out of
probably
my
couldn't.
league. What do you like? Come on, it's way out of my league.
I mean, like I had some decent crushes, but just I kind of played
I
chicken a little bit.
I
I was
had
kind of
I had one crush in Gloucester. I'm not going to mention names, and I was a chicken about it. I was a straight up chicken about it. So
because
that
like
passed. And I moved to. Then I went to Triton. I had no crushes. Nobody. Nobody. No. Nobody.
I mean, if you didn't move to
No hate
training, you
to.
wouldn't meet Sean.
No hate to. No hate to any. I would have met like half of the friends that I have now
Exactly.
from there.
So either way,
Either way, I won out. But like, I didn't have crushes on anybody when I was there. Like nobody.
eh.
When I was in Gloucester, I had one, but that was it. I also dated
And look, I
somebody
can
who
name
was.
some of the crushes I had off
I
in
also
Gloucester too.
dated somebody when I was in fucking Gloucester, and that was they were a complete asshole. So
I remember. And I think I remember that. But for me, look, I'm going to give a quick shout out to some of my crushes that I had in school. Was Peyton was one of them. Drew Iconell is another one.
Drew was pretty.
Because I
Drew
think
was pretty. I can understand her.
and Anna Barron to a slight degree.
For me, she's pretty, but I don't really have a crush on her, to be honest.
Who else? Who am I forgetting? It's not Nicole because I don't know. It's weird, and I like Nicole as a friend. Like that was Like
That's me. That's me with Hannah.
because I mean,
Like she's just cool as a friend, but I don't see anything past it.
that was and that's unfortunate. That's how what that's kind of how Aaron saw it with and this was I think it was my 7th grade year. No, it was a freshman. No, sorry, it was freshman. I'm an idiot.
But that's
That's
completely
kind of
understandable. Like I
yeah.
only see you
It's
as a
like
friend.
because
Like
at the time I didn't know
fine.
she was seeing somebody, so I never knew.
I only see you as a friend. That's fine. Cool.
Well, Tyler, no one because look, I'm wired than different than anybody else. Me, I don't take rejection kind of well. I felt heartbroken after that. I felt depressed at that when I feel like when I felt it.
Hopefully you learn from that because
Oh, I did. I've
that's kind of
like as I
that's not cool to be like overly upset about rejection. I feel like you need to
well
just like
well
take it on
because
the
I mean
nose.
look, I was still like 14 or 15 years, and let's be real, no one taught me how to like get over it, shit like that. No one's ever taught me that type of life
But you
lessons.
learned over time as
I
you got
learned
older.
over time,
Yeah.
and I still got some great friends and great relationships from school since then. Plus, I
And
got to be stuck with your
I
crippled
wouldn't
ass too.
know.
But sorry, I'm just gonna have to
Also,
throw.
I wouldn't know what rejection feels like. I never really asked anybody else. I was too chicken.
All I could say from experience, it feels like a sharp, hot dagger to the heart.
I don't
That's
think.
how it is for me. It
I don't
was
think it feels like that, man. I
to
highly
me. It
doubt it.
did
As a 14-year-old, yeah,
as a
obviously.
14-year-old. Now it just feels like, it's whatever. I guess for me, I just say it's whatever at this point because it's like, well, it's just
And
like,
you got yourself a good girl now, so
I mean, 7 years come July, if you think about it.
yeah. Now with me, I'm still
But
single
it's
as fuck,
like,
but I'm like, for me,
I mean, it
I'm
wasn't
still.
easy. I'll tell you that much. Other than consider the fact that I've been cheated on multiple times. I had to, yeah.
I got cheated on one time, and after that was never again.
For me,
Never
it
fucking.
just had to go through roads of being cheated on, um, toxicity. Almost got falsely accused for the 4-letter R. I kid you not. One of my exes
I
almost
remember that shit. That legit like set me off when you told me
twice
like, yo,
actually.
it set me off. I'm like, who the fuck is making these rumors?
Because how I found out about it was, I'm not going to name names, but one of my exes decided to, because they thought I was like, doing something inappropriate because it was, because she and I were a 1 year difference and whatnot. Decide to, I kid you not, like thought, literally almost cry, scream wolf sort of thing. And that everybody's doing that kind of
What's
fairy
up,
tale.
Jerry Lee? What's up, buddy?
What's up, Jerry Lee? So yeah, I've been accused of being falsely accused. That might I add you, to the 4-letter R word.
Put it this way, it rhymes with great. Put it this way, it rhymes with great.
Now the second one, and I'm not going to name her name because I'm not going to put any pressure on her. Come to find out, she had a lot of mental issues and shit like that, and she wasn't thinking clearly. But still, like I told, and I
Still, it's no excuse. Still, it's no.
Oh,
excuse.
trust me. It was also kind of crazy about that too. It's like, this is before I got kicked off of Facebook for the second straight time. Like, we had a conversation because she actually found me on Facebook and whatnot. And we talked on Messenger, and I politely told her that, look, what you did, you could have really fucked me up. And I went through a fucking bit of a depression spell since college, after junior college, which was RCGC at the time before they moved. Because
so this started when you were in college.
In a way, pretty much. This is after, because this is way after, because it's like, you.
I remember when you texted me about it, like a few years later, because at that point, when you were going through that rough spell,
Oh, Larry, I was ready to lawyer up and shit like that.
You were like, I'm gonna get a lawyer, and I'm like, dude, just talk to her and tell her what she did was fucking fucked up, and she needs to grow the fuck up.
And well, nowadays, like, we because now like we're on the and she did apologize for that because she told me like she even told me herself like she was going through a really rough mental patch, like basically to the point like
Still though, it's no excuse to say that you were doing that,
mm-hmm.
starting that fucking rumor. And I knew it was
And
a
the
bull.
first one,
And when you told me about it, Rob, I knew it was a bull-faced lie because I knew you.
oh trust me,
You weren't like that.
and the first one because
And I know you don't really know a person behind closed doors, but
yeah,
really, this was. I knew it was a lie. I knew it was a bull-faced lie
and the
because
first girl that unfortunately didn't really last long, like because she I kid you, she even told her family that contact my mom that say oh with all these bullshit stuff. My mom knew it.
no. We didn't say doing meth. We did not say doing meth. Nobody said anything about doing meth.
Nah.
But
So I'm not like I said, I'm not gonna name any names because I mean if I did want to be that I would be that person.
there'd be a whole shitstorm. We're not gonna name names here.
Yeah.
But
So
that
let's just
but
say like Jane Doe. I'm gonna call her Jane Doe, which is Jane Doe 1. So yeah, because she had called her my actually had her. I kid you not. She actually because and I do see her like on social media and whatnot, and it got me thinking like because she got the allegation against me so bad to the point she actually had her entire family fucking hate me. So yeah,
here's my thing.
so it's
I don't care if you're going through mental health issues, which I do care because mental health is an issue. I don't care if you're going through mental health issues, but that's not okay to do that, even if you do have mental health issues.
and it's and this was
You're trying to defame a guy for grape, is what I'm gonna call it, and the fact that you tried to do that
twice.
is not okay. It's not because
Because
if the person actually did it, then sure, yeah,
yeah, you have a different
you
argument,
have a
but
different yeah, and it comes out to be true. Then yeah, there's
like
there's things that like there's cases where a woman comes out saying I was raped,
yeah,
and
like
it comes out to be true, and you side with them. It's always innocent until proven guilty.
and
But
especially for
the
Jane
fact of
Doe.
the matter is, she didn't even have evidence for this shit.
Yeah, and especially Jane Doe
And
1.
quickly apologize to you.
It not say she didn't quickly apologize. Like it took
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Jerry Lee, you can really hurt somebody's livelihood doing that.
about 3 months to repair that, and we're back on.
But still,
Oh,
man.
I even said that. It wasn't, and she knew it, and like she
That's still quickly apologizing because women can people, not just women, can carry that for years to
and especially
completely
the first
defame
lady, the
somebody.
first girl that I was with. It's funny this and that's all how it started because after she like this one girl I shared her first kiss after I think we went bowling. That's kind of how we're all started. Like say, oh, I forced my. I kid you not. Like she, like I said, I'm not gonna name like say her. Not the because the other one
This started
like
over a kiss.
yeah, this was when God, this was when I was still in high school at the time, give or take. Yeah, this all pretty much still stemmed from like legitimately sharing the first kiss together. After we went bowling at the Westbrook lanes. And she try to make the claim like I forced myself upon her and shit like that. Try to get her hand. Well, then that also led up to me coming over to meet her family for the first time. At the same point, and yeah, like thought I was like forcing myself upon her, get handsy with her and stuff like that, which never was the fucking case. And ever since then, it's like, I had hatred for that. And that's kind of crazy. I was actually literally sitting there on a phone call with and at the time, this was when we were still together, her going through and like going through a bold face light on my mom, even though which kind of really annoyed the shit out of her. Um, but it's like, but yeah, it's
Yeah, man, this episode got dark. Holy shit.
oh yeah,
But
trust me. Like I said, like I'm sorry it had to get dark, but I wanted to.
just know it's not okay, people. It's not
Mhm.
okay to do that.
But outside of
Anyway,
that,
on lighter notes,
cheese.
cheese. That is a light note. Cheese. Okay.
Cheese of truth.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But with me, I didn't go through any crazy shit after I moved. I didn't go through any crazy shit. When it came to like high school shit, and it was just normal everyday shit.
Mm-hmm.
Met some good people there who I still talk to at times. But yeah, it's nothing too crazy and nothing too dark like your situation was, but yeah, that's pretty much all that
Yeah,
was.
that's pretty much what we got for this one.
All my adult life is man, like everything after was just like normal shit. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't want to keep that locked in for a little bit longer because man, I could tell more darker stories, but I wouldn't want to do that.
All right. So what topic do you want to talk about next week? We can just make this weekly, and we can just like what topic do you want to talk about next?
Oh, I have no idea.
Did we do like the fake friends one already?
I don't think so.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that next
I mean, we
week.
touched upon it slightly when we were about how we first met, but we didn't really go in too much depth and / detail.
Yeah, we can do that one next.
Because this has kind of actually been
pretty fun.
It
pretty
has
fun.
been.
But it kind of got dark at the end there. We're sorry about that.
But I mean, something had to be said because I'm sorry, but that shit was kind of eating me up on the inside a little bit.
Like it was eating you up, but like what caused it to like enter your brain for a minute?
It's just like like. Oh yeah, Jared Lee. We'll like talk about like the fake friendships and shit like that. And, you'll understand
fake friendships in our like life and shit.
I know shit happens, but when you and tell you for a guy that for me that's a broken man mentally that almost committed suicide 3 times, been falsely accused with the R word twice, and been hospitalized twice in the crisis center because I was placed on suicide watch at 8-9 years old. So yeah, I know I don't want to go that route, but I'm just wanted to share, and I know was it mental?
We want to share everything from our life. So yeah, as much as shit happens,
because like I don't want to try to go in too much detail to the point where it's like like we're not going to try to get like demonetized for shit like that. But
also, if you're saying, dude, why are you going to talk about that? Shit happens. We want to talk about it because it's content.
Well, not just that too. Like
we want to give you guys content.
Content at the same time, kind of share.
And
like
clear,
we
clear the air on things.
Yep. Oh God, but God, I hate thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms really fuck you up, don't they?
They're making me fucking sleepy. That's what it does. But besides that, that's going to wrap it up of another episode of the Real Talk Podcast with.
I didn't want it to make it sound like it.
I think private like that is what he meant to say. I mean, trust me. Look, that's sometimes I say, hey, that's sometimes how I usually think nowadays. Like, shit happens. Like, I just do it in a joking manner. Isn't this month? No, it's got to be Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I think
It's
it is.
this month. It's this month.
So yeah, and last and final thing before we go out of here, because I'm not. This is not all about us, but I did see this one TikTok. Irish UFC fighter Patty Pimblett actually talk about, yeah, us men, we kill ourselves because no one gives a shit about us.
I mean, they do,
Well,
but the
but
problem
majority,
is,
but the
but the
stats really
problem,
don't.
but problem, the problem is like some people have that they put that stigma on us that all men are assholes or all men are perverts or all men are creeps.
Yeah, it's like when you try to, have a like, it's nowadays you can't have like a friendly conversation with a woman anymore because like without you go call her creep and shit like that. It's like
It's like you say hi and then they immediately go, "I have a boyfriend." Like, I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm just saying hi.
you can't really be friendly no more in today's society. It's so
Now,
bullshit.
is catcalling an issue? Yes.
Oh yeah,
Do we think
it's a
there's
bit,
fucking creeps in this world? Hell yeah. But
but to do it to the not creepy, non-violent type of guys, honestly, but that really rubs me the wrong way. And like I said, and look, I don't want to sound like I hate women, but if you're going to be one of the, because I've always hate this one group, one percentage of women, the fact that they think, like, because they think they can try to get away with everything, knowing that's never the fucking case. Because think about it, like Tyler said, you say we're fighting like assholes. Why not throw like, that we're woman beaters too? Which clearly at times,
here's the
there's
thing. They don't say all men are woman beaters. They never say that.
they never do, but they always have that mindset.
But it's not like, oh, all men abuse women. They don't think that all men abuse women like that. They just think all of them cheat, all of them lie, all of them do all this terrible like shit. All of them are creeps. Like, no.
Which it's, I would say it's not the case for the good 95% of the men on this planet.
And there are some women out there that don't think that same mentality, which I respect.
Like, it's like we're not understanding of one another, and yeah, this is all I'm going to say on that. Because, like I said, I don't want to keep it too long. Plus, I'm hungry. I need to get some dinner. That's pretty much about it for the day. With that being said, guys,
Yeah.
appreciate you guys hanging out with me and Todd for another Real Talk Podcast, episode number 3.
One more thing, you all matter.
Excuse me.
You all are loved. We love you guys. Also, a year ago, yesterday, we were almost at 1,300. We are well past that now. Love you guys for that.
Yeah, that's also. And with that being said, peace.
Peace.